Yes, indeed. It is the UFC 305 watch along. Let's... Can I have my thing? Where's my thing? Can we do it? I'm on the wrong thing here. Give me a thing.
Start. Start.
Uh-huh. Okay. We're here.
AJ ain't there.
AJ ain't there? Is that the word? There's no AJ? Let's see. Is there an AJ? He's barely there. We were having technical issues, and I think we're still having technical issues with AJ. AJ is not really on the show. We'll see if AJ will be on the show tonight. Maybe solo Dave for the UFC 305 watch along. We got Jingliang and Carlos Prates in the first round right now in a welterweight matchup in Perth, Australia. First fight just underway. That's why we had a delay in the show. But we are on here. At least I'm on here. I got no AJ, which is unfortunate. Hopefully we'll get AJ back. AJ's got constant internet issues. I don't know what the deal is with AJ's internet. I think he's got Bell.
Yeah, man.
I don't know what he's saying. You hear that, AJ? You can kind of hear him in the background, but you can't really make out what he's saying. It's all glitchy. And maybe we could kill AJ's mic actually on this feed because it's not working. Jingliang putting it to Carlos Prates here in the first round. Oof. These guys are throwing heavy. And the first round just came to a close. We've got Israel Adesanya and Dricus du Plessis in the main event. And that's really why we're here. That's why I'm here. I'll tell you that much. I'm here out of respect for that fight. Otherwise, I would have canceled this whole watch-along. Doing a 3-hour watch-along by myself, it's crazy. Although I did see a guy doing, like, all of the ADCC... Or not the ADCC, the CJI, the Craig Jones Invitational. He did a whole stream watch-along of that. It was like 9+ hours. And I think he was in England or something, so it ended at like 10 a.m. for him. So if that guy can do that, I can do this. I can watch a little UFC 305 for you here on the Ringside Report Network. Seeing some highlights. Jingliang got dropped in the first round. I'll admit I missed a lot of the first round because I was trying to help AJ with his technical issues. And despite my help and the help of the production team, it seems like, you know, it's just not enough. It's never enough. AJ, if you can hear me out there, fix your internet. Call your internet provider. Restart your modem. Restart your router. Restart everything you have. There we go. Second round has begun. Jingliang and Carlos Prates. Prates throwing a front kick to the face of Jingliang. Both guys, solid strikers. They like to stand and bang. Carlos Prates with Muay Thai tattooed across his chest. He's kind of telling you what he wants to do. I'm seeing scorecards up for the first round. Most scorecards going for Carlos Prates. It was a nice left hand, straight left for Prates. And a high kick. He's got some nice kicks. But Jingliang is tough to put away. He's a very durable fighter, and he continues to stay in the face of Carlos Prates. And I'm still co-host list. AJ, fix your internet, man. I see him on my side screen. Just failing. Shout out to Miss Brooklyn Lizard, CSL, Lauren, Jimmy James, Doug Hepburn in the chat. We've got some big fights coming up here at UFC 305. I'll give you the rundown of what happened so far. Ooh, Jingliang attempted a spinning back fist, but hit nothing but air. Prates responds with a left hand and a leg kick. It was a nice jab from Jingliang. Both guys landing some solid punches here early in the second. Oof, that was a nice left hook from Prates. Oh! Jingliang responds with a right hand. Big punches from both guys there. Oh, Prates comes in, clinches in, and lands a knee to the body. That was a solid knee. And now Jingliang pushing Prates up against the fence. They're clinched. I think I'm trying to get some messages from AJ. Telling me his internet is good even though it's still very bad. I see it, AJ. It looks bad. You can't hear me. Wild stuff. It's great when you got to troubleshoot the internet of your co-hosts while you're doing a show. It's always easy to do. We're getting it done. Oh, that was a big right hand from Prates. Oh. That was a kick there. A left high kick that landed right on the chin of Jingliang, and he just stood there and took it. Man. Jingliang is so durable. He's eaten some big shots here in the second round. And they're showing the total head strikes. 34 Prates, 14 for Jingliang. I'm being told to do as Doug suggested. What does Doug suggest? What happened? I don't know. Oh, Jingliang is hurt. That was a big left. Jingliang. Oh, Prates drops him, knocks him out. Jingliang is down. Carlos Prates, second round knockout. Oh, big shots. Landed a flurry of punches up against the fence. Puts Jingliang down. And I believe Prates is now the first man to knock out Jingliang. Damn. It was a very impressive victory for Carlos Prates. Yeah, Jingliang has never been knocked out, and he's still lying down on the canvas. Is he okay? This dude is not moving. I think he's just emotional. I don't think he's that hurt, but definitely hurt. Man. It was a straight left that dropped him. He got back up, and then boom. Another straight left hand. And then a left hook that knocked him out, and his head bounced off the canvas. Jingliang was knocked unconscious with a left hook from Carlos Prates. That was a very, very impressive knockout there from Prates. I can't believe AJ is actually, he's got time to send me like trash talk about picking Carlos Prates and a parlay. But he's not fixing his internet. Like, he's not actually on the show. He's just sending me trash talk in the group chat. I thought he was sending me, like, information. Good. Good job. Tremendous. You see what I got to work with? It's crazy. Doug Hepburn says, AJ, go to Dave's and bring him some munchies. Yeah, AJ can't be here tonight. He would be here normally, but he can't be here, so he's got to rely on his own technology, which is like from 1998. Second round knockout for Carlos Prates over Jingliang. Big win here at UFC 305. Carlos Prates kind of new to the UFC, right? How long has this guy been around? 21-6 now. 20-6, sorry. 20-6 pro record. And he's a Dana White Contender Series guy. Came in on a Contender Series in 2023. And he's fought, 3 times this year. This is his 3rd win, all by knockout, this year in 2024 in the UFC. That was a big win for Carlos Prates over Jingliang. I mean, his wins before this, Trevin Giles, Charles Radke, those aren't, names. Jingliang, he's been in the UFC for a while. He's a respected guy at 170 pounds. And Carlos Prates knocks him out. Not only knocks him out, but it's the 3rd knockout of the year for this guy. 3 wins in a year is impressive enough, but all by knockout. You got to look at this guy as a major threat at 170 now. Very impressive victory here from Prates. Carlos the Nightmare Prates. Where's he from? I mean, obviously Brazil. But it's like a kickboxing background, possibly. He's got some nasty punches. And kicks. And knees. Like, very good Muay Thai, this guy. Very good, very sharp. Trying to fix everything here for AJ. I'm trying to get you AJ here tonight. That's one of the goals of the UFC 305 watch along. Another one of the goals is talk about Magomed Ankalaev and how he's getting screwed out of a title shot. UFC announcing that Alex Pereira is going to be fighting. I mean, who's he fighting again? It's not the guy he's supposed to be fighting. Alex Pereira is fighting Khalil Roundtree, who's, pretty good and all, but come on, man. Khalil Roundtree, who was supposed to fight, I think a couple pay-per-views ago, but he had to pull out of the fight because he took a tainted supplement, so he self-reported, and then he got suspended, so he couldn't fight. He was supposed to fight Jamal Hill, and if he beat him, then okay, give him a title shot, but instead, he just doesn't fight. His last win was back in December of 2023 against Anthony Smith. And for some reason, Khalil Roundtree, 34 years old, 13-5 record. He has won 5 straight in the UFC. But over Modestas Bukauskas, Carl Roberson, Dustin Jacoby, Chris Daukaus, and Anthony Smith. He's not beating the top of the light heavyweight division. And for some reason, he's next up against Alex Pereira on October 5th at UFC 307. I don't know why. Oh, man. And now I gotta contact AJ here. I gotta send a contact. So Alex Pereira is fighting Khalil Roundtree, which, I mean, Khalil Roundtree is a pretty good style matchup for Alex Pereira. Khalil Roundtree is a guy who likes to stand and fight standing up. He's not a wrestler. He's not going to try and take him down. He's not some jiu-jitsu guy. He's going to stand up with Alex Pereira. How do you think that's going to play out? Pereira's going to beat him. I don't know if there's odds out yet, but my God. Come on. Let's see some UFC futures. Alex Pereira, minus 455. Khalil Roundtree, plus 350. Sounds about right, doesn't it? What is that? And instead of giving Magomed Ankalaev, the guy who should be getting the title shot. Ankalaev is fighting Alexander Rakic instead on October 26th at UFC 308. So it's not like he's unavailable. The guy is fighting later in October. But for some reason, the UFC is deciding not to give Magomed Ankalaev the title shot. They're putting him up against Alexander Rakic. They're saying, oh, Magomed, you have to beat Rakic. Magomed beat Volkan Ozdemir. He beat Thiago Santos. He beat Anthony Smith. He beat Johnny Walker. He's beaten names in the division. And for some reason, they're not giving him a title shot. Oh, by the way, he's only lost once in the division. He had a draw and a no contest, but other than that, he's 18-1 as a pro. He had that draw for the belt against Jan Blachowicz. Then he had a no contest with Johnny Walker. Then he came back, rematched Johnny Walker, and knocked him out in the second round. So why isn't Magomed Ankalaev getting the title shot? And why have I just lost my stream for my goddamn UFC? What is happening? The technical difficulties, I'm telling you, are aplenty here on this show. It is just crazy what's happening tonight. The Ringside Report Network is falling apart on me. The production team is just leaving me hanging here. Guys, I need help. Things are going wrong left and right. Should we just end the stream? Because I can't really do a watch-along with no co-host and no fights to watch. That's hard to do. Kind of being left in the cold here. Right? What's Dave supposed to do? Oh, I got my stream back. There we go. I got the pay-per-view back. Good God almighty, that was... What is happening tonight? What is happening? I just don't understand why, again, why it's not Ankalaev, because that's the fight to me to make for Alex Pereira. And I hope that if Ankalaev does beat Alexander Rakic, which I expect him to do, and Pereira does beat Khalil Roundtree, which he definitely will, then we'll finally see Magomed Ankalaev versus Alex Pereira. I mean, there's a lot of talk that the UFC is protecting Alex Pereira. The UFC knows that Alex Pereira is a big money fighter for them. He's the guy they call when they need a main event for a pay-per-view. So they don't want to spoil that. And maybe Magomed Ankalaev isn't as big of a draw. But it doesn't mean he isn't possibly the number one fighter at light heavyweight. I think you need to find that out. You need to play it out. And if Magomed can beat Alexander Rakic, I think at that point he'll be undeniable, and the UFC won't really have a choice. They'll have to put him up against Pereira unless Pereira bumps up to heavyweight and goes up to fight Aspinall, and then you never see Magomed against Pereira. That's a possibility too. Stylistically, Aspinall might be a better fight for Pereira than Magomed is. The wrestling of Magomed Ankalaev could pose problems for Alex Pereira. I'm not saying he definitely beat him. I'm just saying stylistically, you know, it's a tougher fight than another striker. Because standing up, there are very few that can deal with Alex Pereira. But we haven't really seen him tested with a guy who can take him down at will. We haven't seen that. It would be interesting to see how he solves that puzzle. We know Alex Pereira is great. I just want to know how great. I don't doubt his greatness. I'd like it tested. If there's a guy out there that can beat him, we should find out if he can be beat. That's what we're watching fights for. We want to know who's number one. Who's the best? Who's the most dangerous? That guy is the guy that should be champion. That guy is the guy that we're buying pay-per-views to watch. I do think I have my stream back fully. We're seeing Jairzinho Rozenstruik walk into the cage. This is a big fight. Jairzinho versus Tuivasa. Okay. This is a good one. Doug Hepburn saying, come on, AJ, we need you. Dave needs you. I'm on Team AJ. Izzy is going to win. Well, I'm going with Dricus du Plessis in the main event here tonight. We're still trying to work on AJ. It seems to be failing at every stop. None of it is working to get AJ connected tonight to the show. I know the Ringside Report faithful, they want to see big AJ DeLesio on the show tonight, but, you know, you guys need to encourage him to really be proactive in fixing his internet connection. Because unless he does that, there's just not much we can do. There's only so many miles we can take him while holding his hand. Some journeys he's got to take on his own. You know? Hey, look. Look at this. Our tail of the tape. With a frozen AJ DeLesio. You wanted some AJ? Here's a little AJ. He's frozen there. That's what his internet does to him. Freezes him out. We got Tuivasa plus 190. Jairzinho minus 230. I think Jairzinho wins this fight. I think he knocks out Tuivasa. I've not liked a lot of what I've seen from Tuivasa. I didn't like how he looked and sounded in the lead up to this fight. I didn't like how he's looked in his past few fights in the UFC. He's been, not the same. It's like a spark is not quite there. He's lost quite a few in a row now. 4 in a row. 2 by knockout, 2 by submission. And just, it seems like it's just not there. Ever since that Cyril Gann loss, you know. He lost to Pavlovich after that. Alexander Volkov, Marcin Tybura. He was on a roll. He had won 5 in a row in the UFC. Knocked out Derek Lewis. And then he fought Cyril Gann and the wheels fell off. And I don't know if he can bring him back. So I'm going with Jairzinho in this fight. I think Biggie Boy knocks out Tuivasa. I think Jairzinho, even against a fresh Tuivasa, I think Jairzinho wins because of his technique. I think Jairzinho's ability, his clean stand-up, it's just from a kickboxing standpoint, he's got more fluid strikes. He's more defensive. He knows how to play the game a little bit better standing up. And I feel like that's going to push him forward in this fight too. He knows to avoid danger. Tuivasa is just, a lot of big, heavy punches. That said, you got to watch out for his big, heavy punches. If he lands one, this is the heavyweight division. Anything can happen. A lot of these fights are like a coin toss because they hit so hard and, it's hard to duck every punch. And if one lands and it's the right one, it may put you to sleep. Things happen at heavyweight. And we're about to see a big-time heavyweight fight here in Tuivasa and Jairzinho Rozenstruik. This is a nice old-school style fight. Thought I heard something. Was AJ back there for a second? I don't have AJ, do I? That would be nuts. If AJ actually showed up for this watch-along, that would be bananas. I heard something. I think that is AJ trying to get through, but it didn't quite work, right? Here's Tuivasa posing in the cage. Bruce Buffer doing the introductions. It's not as fun to watch these pay-per-views in Australia as opposed to the ones in Vegas. Or even different places in the States. Like, there's always celebrities. But in Australia, it's just like there's some UFC guys. I don't know these Australian celebrities. Like, who do they have, you know? This arena's real small, too. AJ, is that you? Are you trying to talk? No. It was him, but it's not working. What? I hear something. It's weird. It's almost like AJ is trying to communicate from space.
And here we go.
Here we go. Round one. Jairzinho and Tuivasa. Oof. These are some big dudes. Jairzinho weighing in at 259. Tuivasa at the limit of 265. I think this guy cut weight to make 265 pounds. These are big dudes. So far, just circling each other. Trying to get their distance. Trying to measure. Oof, nice inside leg kick there by Jairzinho. Tuivasa's legs are so big, I don't know if he felt that. Ooh, Jairzinho firing a right hand. Tuivasa just out of range. Still circling each other here in the cage. Jairzinho. And these guys are really kind of... They're fighting like they know that one punch could put them out. They're very aware of that. They're hesitant so far. They're not going to engage in a firefight because they know how dangerous it is, especially so early on. Jairzinho landed a leg kick and moves out of the way of a punch of Tuivasa that hits air. Not a ton of action so far in the opening couple of minutes here. We are here for every UFC pay-per-view doing the watch-along. And usually it's more than just me. We got like Fred and AJ. Ooh, that was a nice left hand landed by Jairzinho. Fred has a family commitment tonight, and AJ has technical difficulties tonight, along with family commitments that are keeping him from being here. And I'm here, because I'm here for you on the Ringside Report Network. But the whole gang will be back for me at UFC 306 at the Sphere in Vegas. I kind of want to go to that UFC 306 at the Sphere. That's going to be crazy. That's going to look nuts. Jairzinho with a left hand and another inside leg kick. Jairzinho landing more so far, not landing a hell of a lot. Straight right hand there from Jairzinho. Not heavy strikes. He's just landing points. You know, scoring points. And Ty not really able to land much of anything. Jairzinho just blocked a left from Tuivasa. Jairzinho just out of range. Tuivasa swinging and missing quite a bit so far. I mean, not that much. He's not swinging that much, but when he does swing, it's missing. Again, Jairzinho comes in with a jab and then steps out of the way as Tuivasa swings. And that's the technique and the skill of a Jairzinho. He's very cautious, very defensive, landing his shots, not hunting the knockout. Oof. Nice uppercut to the body from Jairzinho. Tuivasa did land a left hand there. Jairzinho seems all right. Not a ton of action here in the opening round. Jairzinho seems to be winning the round. Another inside leg kick. A lot of those inside leg kicks on the left thigh landing. Left thigh of Tuivasa. Jairzinho with a straight left to the body. Body jab. Oof. Oof. Jairzinho swinging and missing on a big one as Tuivasa kind of leaned in. Connection on that would have been painful. Ooh, that was a nice jab from Jairzinho. Tuivasa fired back with a left hook. Grazed him. Ooh. Again, Jairzinho comes in, lands a jab, and moves out of the way of some bombs being thrown back his way by Tuivasa. Tuivasa throwing a lot of those bombs. You wonder how his cardio is going to hold up as we get into the second and third rounds here, if it gets to the third round. Tuivasa already kind of huffing and puffing as he goes into his corner after the first. Seems like a pretty straightforward Jairzinho round, 10-9. Not a ton of action. Not like that Carlos Prates Li Jingliang fight that we just saw. Prates with a second round knockout. That was a pretty impressive win there from Prates. Before that, we saw a controversial finish with Walter Walker on the prelims, submitting Justin Tafa with a heel hook. The referee called the fight when Justin Tafa kind of screamed in pain. He didn't tap. He didn't say tap, but he screamed in pain like his leg was getting ripped apart by that heel hook, like his knee was about to pop open. So the referee just stopped the fight. It was an unusual finish, but I think it was a fair...
And here we go!
I think that was a fair stoppage. If you're in a heel hook and you scream in pain, I mean, what do you think the ref is thinking? He's thinking, oh, this guy's knee just exploded. Let's stop the fight now. And Tafa was mad. Like, Tafa was arguing the stoppage, saying, oh, I didn't tap. And he even, like, got into Walter Walker's face after the fight and slapped him. It was crazy. He should get suspended for that. And there was a lot of bad blood. Walter Walker is the brother of Johnny Walker, another UFC fighter, and apparently Tafa was talking trash about him. And Tafa has a brother in the UFC, and Walter Walker was calling him out after the fight. He says he wants to beat up the whole family. It's pretty nuts. I liked it. Walter Walker. Ooh, Tuivasa landed a nice right hand there. Jairzinho's got to be careful. Ooh, man, another combo from Tuivasa. He is storming in now, getting very aggressive on Jairzinho. Jairzinho kind of clinched him up and landed a knee as they separated, a knee to the body. But Tuivasa getting way more aggressive on Jairzinho and starting to find his range. Oof. Tuivasa leaned in and took a hard right hand and now taking a bunch of shots against the cage. Jairzinho landing several punches on Tuivasa. And Tuivasa just kind of walked it off. But Jairzinho firing back here on Tuivasa. These guys are trading way more than they were in the first. opening up here in the second round. Oh, Tuivasa came in with his chin up and took a couple big punches and a knee from Jairzinho. But Tuivasa continues to move forward. This guy is tough. Oof. These guys are swinging now. This fight is heating up. Damn. Tuivasa continuing to move forward. Jairzinho landed a lot of shots on the counter. And some nice ones that led to even more offense. Kind of stopped Tuivasa in his tracks against the cage there. Landed a nice flurry of punches. Right to the face. All of them connecting. Looked like almost the end. Oh, Tuivasa just threw a kick that Jairzinho checked. And his leg is hurt and compromised. And now Tuivasa kind of winced and limped. And now Jairzinho is pouring it on with big punches. And Tuivasa looks like he can't really stand up on that left leg. But he's still throwing punches, walking forward on Jairzinho somehow. What happened? I think maybe his leg got stung for a second and he was kind of hurt, but maybe not injured? Because Tuivasa now kind of walking it off again, just moving forward. Whoa. Tuivasa is still in this somehow. It looked like it was over. Tuivasa threw a kick, it got checked, he kind of winced, limped, and Rozenstruik just landed a bunch of punches as Tuivasa just kind of backpedaled. And then he pushed him away, ate them, and kept moving forward. Like his leg healed instantly somehow. Jairzinho looking a little bit like he's tired of punching Tuivasa. Oh, just landed a nice right hand, though. Jairzinho taking a big, deep breath. This has been a furious pace in the second round for these two heavyweights. This is the fight we wanted to see here in the second round. This is nuts. Still circling each other right now. Both of these guys have taken some serious shots here in the second. Tuivasa more, though. That was a second round for Jairzinho. Oh, Tuivasa kind of limping back to his corner. That leg is definitely hurt. I don't know how bad, though, because all of a sudden he was walking forward on it. Tuivasa needs a knockout, though. He needs a finish. Because Jairzinho, I would say, definitely took the second round and in all likelihood took the first round, too. I think it'd be hard to make a case for Tuivasa taking the first round, so I think Jairzinho's up 2-0. Tuivasa is kind of the hometown guy, though, so you never know, but Tuivasa had his moments here in the second round, but Jairzinho had more. They're showing us highlights here, landing big punches. Big combinations from Jairzinho in this round. It wasn't even a kick. It's like Tuivasa threw a kick, and then his other leg buckled. Like the leg that he was planted on buckled as he threw a kick with his right leg. His left leg that he was planted on kind of spun the wrong way. Wasn't even a check kick here on the replay. I saw Tuivasa throw a kick and then kind of wince, but it was the other leg. He seems okay so far, but he definitely limped back to his corner. Still fighting here in the third round. Extreme toughness shown by Tai Tuivasa in this fight. This is a much better outing than his past few fights. Even if he does lose, like, he's showing a lot more heart and determination here in this fight than he has in his past couple. He's been getting finished, right? I mean, last 4 he was losing by submission or knockout. And he's moving forward right now in the 3rd round. It's a good fight. It's UFC 305, baby. We're in Perth, Australia. Well, not me, but the UFC. Whew. Ty throwing big punches, and Rozenstruik just getting out of the way. Ty's looking for that big knockout blow, trying to finish it. Gotta figure he figures he's behind, right? It's tough to call MMA judging. Things happen, but I think Jairzinho's up 2-0. We're in the 3rd and final round here. And we've got, 3 fights to go after this at UFC 305. Mateusz, Gamrot, Dan Hooker, Steve Erceg, Kai Kara France, and then the main event, Israel Adesanya and Dricus du Plessis. It's a jab from Jairzinho. Tuivasa still throwing kicks. He just threw a leg kick. Jairzinho responded with one, but the fact that Tuivasa is still throwing kicks after it looked like he blew out his knee in the 2nd round, it's kind of crazy. Oof. Tuivasa with a jab to the body. Oh, that was a big right hand from Tuivasa, but Jairzinho just ate it. That was a good punch. You wonder in the 3rd round, does Tuivasa still have that knockout finishing power? Does he still have what's left? It looked like maybe a low blow, accidental low blow there from Jairzinho. But Tuivasa's all right. Just a touch of the cup. Nothing major, just had to readjust, I think. They're showing us the total head strikes for the fight right now. And the numbers are 47 Jairzinho, 11 Tuivasa. Tuivasa's just had trouble landing in this fight. Jairzinho controlling the distance, controlling the range. Just fighting sharper technique. And just outfighting Tuivasa. Landing the shots when he needs to. Not getting into just a war, a firefight. He's playing it smart. He's playing it technical. He's in and out. He's in when he's looking to land. He's out when Tuivasa's trying to respond. It's very nice footwork from Jairzinho here in this fight. And that's been the story here of this 3rd round as well. Jairzinho just kind of landing the jab, picking his shots, as Tuivasa swings and misses looking for the one knockout punch. That's not what Jairzinho's doing. Oh, that was a big right hand from Jairzinho. Big right hook. And Jairzinho said, let's fight in the middle. Let's come and do it. And, I mean, not really. He's just landing a couple more punches. Ooh, Tuivasa swinging and missing again. Jairzinho tried to do the Max Holloway, Justin Gaethje, but he wasn't really going to just stand there. He was still moving his feet. Holloway and Gaethje just stood in front of each other and rock'em sock'em robot until one guy fell down. Fight is over. Jairzinho should win 30-27. All 3 scorecards. Unanimous. Jairzinho Rozenstruik. Victory over Tuivasa. I believe he was part of my parlay. I believe he was even part of AJ's parlay. I don't know about Fred's parlay. Let's see. We can take a look at the team parlays here. Let's see my picks, because, hey, why the hell not, right? These are my picks. And Jairzinho was on my parlay. I also got Dricus and Mateusz Gamrot. It's the $20 to get you $72.99 at bet99.com. It's a 3-fight parlay. I thought it was pretty good. Jairzinho, Gamrot, and Dricus du Plessis. That's a Team Dave parlay. What does Team AJ have for you? Jairzinho, Carlos Prates, both winners so far. Good job, AJ. He needs Gamrot, Erceg, and Adesanya to come through on a 5-fight parlay. All possible. I mean, I like all those fights except Adesanya on AJ's parlay. And there's Team Fred going with Mateusz Gamrot and Dricus du Plessis. So everybody's got Gamrot on their parlay, right? Me, AJ, Fred. You know what that means. Gamrot's about to lose. No, he's not going to lose. Wait. Split decision. Somebody called it 30-27 Tuivasa? Did somebody call it 30-27 Tuivasa? What the fuck? You gotta be fucking kidding me. Who scored that 30-27 tied Tuivasa? I saw that wrong, right? That's not right. I think it was a split decision, though. One of the judges scored that shit for Tai Tuivasa. How? What rounds are you giving Tai Tuivasa? Because you can't give him the second round. Jairzinho won that shit 30-27 all 3 rounds. A split decision? Find me the judge. Find me that judge. I'm going to get the judge. Don't worry, guys. I know how to find the judges. I will get you the scorecards. They will come to you soon, okay? I'm going to get the scorecards as soon as they come out, which will be shortly because this is controversial as hell. Split decision. I think one judge scored it, Tai Tuivasa, 30-27. One judge scored all 3 rounds for Tuivasa. Holy shit. You talk about a homer scorecard. That is goddamn outrageous. A new co-host has entered the chat, I think. No. Aw. I was going to get a new co-host, I thought. It was going to be really good. The show was going to just step up to a new level, but I don't think he wants to be on. Disappointed. Gamrot getting ready for his fight. Oh, my God. I can't believe somebody scored that shit for Tuivasa. Let's get the scorecards. Please get me the scorecard. I got it. Woof. Man, at UFC News on Twitter is the best, okay? I just want to say that their Twitter feed is the best. That's where I'm getting the scorecards. That's where I always get the scorecards, and they are incredible. I don't know how they do it, but they get these scorecards out faster than anybody on the internet, brother. And it is stupid-ass Howie Booth. I don't know who you are, Howie Booth, but you are stupid-ass. You suck. You should never judge in MMA again. You are garbage. You're either corrupt or an idiot. Either way, you have no business judging MMA. Get the fuck out of the sport that I love. Howie Booth, you scored this fight 30-27 for Tai Tuivasa. You absolute fucking jabroni. Shit. Even you, Charlie Keech, giving the first round to Tuivasa, that's a stretch, brother. Only Judge David Letheby has any kind of sense or judgment because he scored all 3 rounds correctly for Jairzinho Rozenstruik. Charlie Keech, you're fucking up. Howie Booth, get the fuck out of MMA forever. The fact that you almost caused an absolute robbery, Charlie Keach and Howie Booth, is a travesty of justice. You guys should stay away from MMA. Both of you guys. Even scoring the first round for Tuivasa is like a stretch. I mean, I'll give Charlie Keach a pass. But Howie Booth, I would have been happier if he scored at 29-28 and gave the third and first to Tuivasa. Because then I'd be like, well, yeah. But the second round for Tuivasa? This man got his ass kicked in the second round, dude. This guy scored all 3 rounds for Tai Tuivasa. That's outrageous. Howie Booth. Never heard of this guy. I don't know where he comes from, but he is jabroni number 1. I hope he's not judging any more fights. If he's judging Israel Adesanya and Dricus du Plessis, we are fucked. We're fucked. We have no shot. Okay? We have no shot of getting a fair scorecard. They need a finish. I hope we see no more scorecards. I don't want to go to the judges anymore after this. This was crazy. 30-27 for Tai Tuivasa from Judge Howie Booth. Shout out to @UFC News on Twitter for keeping it gangster always. Oh my God. This is an outrage. AJ on the chat says, bullshit, not even close a split. Antoinette says, someone's drunk again. Yeah. It's Judge Howie Booth, possibly, because he is just... I mean, maybe he just loves Tai Tuivasa. Maybe he loves drinking a beer out of shoes. You know? Unbelievable. Antoinette says it killed her whole night. Why did it kill your whole night? I mean, Jairzinho still won. It's okay in the end. I mean, Jairzinho did win a split decision. He still won by decision, but it should have been unanimous. Didn't ruin my night. My night's fine. I'm still doing fine. AJ was supposed to be on the show, but many different difficulties have kept him from being on the show. I'm doing a 3-hour watch-along solo here on the Ringside Report Network, but I'm here for you. So I'm doing fine. And I'm watching the pay-per-view. I like UFC pay-per-views. They're fun. They're fun to watch. We see some good fights and some shitty judges. This arena in Perth is small as hell. They don't even have an upper deck. It's just like one deck. It looks like maybe a 3,000-seat arena. What is the capacity for this thing? Where are they? RAC Arena in Perth, Australia. What is the capacity for this fucking thing here? 15,000? Really? Doesn't look like it. Looks small as hell. Apparently, it's got 15,000 capacity. Well, hang on. 14,000. Yeah, 15,000. And you know the UFC is making tons of money on it because they charge about $2,000 for their tickets. So, $2,000 a piece, brother. And that's for the nosebleeds, okay? Adesanya fight in Australia, you're charging big-time money for that. Earlier in the night at UFC 305, we had... I'm hearing keyboard clicking. Why am I hearing keyboard clicking?
Is that me, man?
It sounds like you. Is that you?
Yeah, but I'm doing something with your dad. We're trying to set up a way to
I do
get
hear
this
you
done. It might
clearly,
not be
finally.
me after all.
Hey, AJ.
What's up?
Hey, cool, man. I like this, actually. I don't have to see you. I just listen to you. You're like a voice from God. Can you believe
It's
that
the perfect
30-27 tied to Tuivasa, bro? Bullshit.
That was ridiculous, man. That was ridiculous. And that's what's scary. I want to find out who that judge is. And to be honest, this is why the UFC suffers. It's not because of the content. They always deliver great content. But when you have bad judging, man, you're bringing it to like boxing levels, you know, where everything is like a draw. you just can't do that. It was very clear, even for an amateur UFC watcher tonight, they would realize, like, how would you call that a split? It doesn't make sense. The guy was winning all 3 rounds, and pretty, it was pretty evident. It was not like a close round at all. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But
okay, do you have to do stuff now? Maybe you need to.
Yeah.
Do you need to do technical stuff or?
Yeah, I'm doing some technical stuff with your dad, but I can see you on the other page. But
okay, but do you need to maybe talk to somebody else and not talk to me right now? Because I'd rather you fully fix what you're doing rather than just kind of be a voice from nowhere,
Well, the producer's on; they're doing something.
Good,
but
this is good enough for me,
fights,
honestly.
Man.
I don't need to see you. I can just talk to you. We could just look at me. I think the viewers would appreciate that even more. They hear
that
you.
handsome face.
Apparently, this is the best we can do, which is great. Maybe we could just get a picture of AJ. We said AJ via satellite, and we just go to that maybe in the corner.
I'll send you a picture.
Yeah,
I'll send you a good one.
No.
No, I'll send you a good one. I'll send you my favorite picture of all, man.
Let me show you a good picture. You want to see a picture?
Yeah, let me see. Which one?
Let me show you all a nice picture here.
Don't show me that naked one.
No. Look at this. Hold on. Here. Look at that. There's a picture for you.
Oh, that's a nice one.
Look at those guys. That's me and AJ today. We went to the carnival with our kids. That was good. There's a picture of AJ.
We had a fun time today, that's for sure. Yeah. Let me I'm just gonna go back and forth there between you.
Wait.
What?
What are you doing?
What?
Oh my God. No way.
I don't know what happened because I'm still on the other side with your dad, so I don't know what the fuck I did.
I see you.
Can you see me?
And I hear you. We actually have AJ on the show. This is unbelievable. I've been doing this show for over an hour by myself, and somehow, miraculously, AJ has reemerged.
Yeah, but am I clear? Because now I see myself like crapola on my side.
You're incredibly clear. You look great. This is a miracle work. Somehow, the production team, which is the best in the business, has done a miracle once again, and you are on somehow.
I don't know how, man, because I'm still on. Listen, man, that's Le Miracle de Saint-André there, from the oratory or something.
Well, I don't know what exactly happened. You're not connected the way you normally are for some reason.
Thank God I'm
and
wearing
you're on
clothes now because.
What?
I mean, I'm glad I'm dressed again because I was like walking around like stressed, and whipped off my clothes, and then I came back. I didn't think I was gonna go live, man.
Well, you are live, AJ, and we are about to watch Mateusz Gamrot fight here.
Let me get back to your dad here on the chat here
against Dan Hooker. What?
The Hooker is back. See, I came back right in time, man, with the Hooker.
Unbelievable.
Oh shit! I don't know. Let me just write a quick message to the production team.
You deal with what you have to deal with, AJ. Don't worry. I'm used to running this show solo. I've been doing it for most of the show. I can't believe that you're actually on. I was prepared to.
I can't believe that I'm actually
keep on
clear.
rolling.
Can you see my background?
Yep, we see everything. Everything is clear. You're like normal. You're better than normal because you're actually clear and smooth, and you're not glitching out every 5 minutes.
It doesn't make sense. Well,
yeah, it's
the best we can do. Leave it. Your dad says.
Okay, so leave it then.
Okay.
Leave it, AJ. Don't do anything.
I'm not doing anything. Listen.
Wait. Let me ask you a few questions. What? Can you hear me?
Tell me. Clear, man, as day.
Okay, can you see me?
Well, I can see you, but like on my end, you look a little hazy. But
okay, that's fine. Not as clear. You don't need to see me that well, but you could hear me fine, right?
I hear you fine, perfectly fine.
Okay, you don't need to see me. Can you see the pay-per-view?
Yeah, it's not the greatest quality, but like.
But you have you have something.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay,
I got the Hooker and Gamrot.
We're good.
That's it.
As long as we have AJ, as long as AJ can hear me and we can hear each other, we can watch the pay-per-view. I think we have finally got AJ back on the show. I can't believe I have a co-host here tonight. This is great. It feels like a gift.
Well, it's a shock. It's a shock. I don't know how this worked out, but let me tell you, what's weird is that before I could see you crisp, man. Everything. Remember, I was sending you the message. I see everything crisp, the UFC crisp. And now, and that's when I was like on the bad end of things. And now I see you like a 1980s like pixelized version of Dave Simon.
That's fine.
But you see me perfectly fine. Okay, as long as it works. It's for the listeners anyways.
That's right. It's not for you, AJ. That's why we're here. We're doing this for the Ringside Report universe. We're doing this for Antoinette. We're doing this for Doug Hepburn. We're doing this for Angelo. We're doing this for DJ Bourne and everybody watching here. UFC 305 live.
DJ!
Watch along on the Ringside Report Network. That's why we are here. That's why I was here tonight without anybody, AJ. I came on. Ooh, excuse me. I came on and, came on to kick ass. And we've been kicking ass because we've been watching a couple crazy fights. That Tuivasa fight was nuts. Can't believe that judge gave it to Tuivasa. That second round was really good. The first and third round were kind of, whatever. But that second round was bananas. A lot of action in that round. Did you get to see it, AJ, or were you kind of...
No, I was watching it. Like, I gave up. Yeah. I went in my living room, and I just sat back on the sofa. It was all nice and comfortable, and nice. I was watching it, and I was like, I could hear you because I still had the headphones. So I was listening to you live, and I was just sitting on the sofa, like, watching it, and I'm like, did you hear my comments? Could you hear me? Like, I was freaking out a few times.
And here we go.
Here we go, Mose. So listen, man, my parlay is doing well still.
Your parlay is doing well, AJ. You're 2-0 on a 5-fight parlay. This is fight number 3. You got Mateusz Gamrot. I got Mateusz Gamrot as well on my parlay, and Fred has Mateusz Gamrot in his parlay. So this is a big fight for everybody's parlay. We need the Gamrot to win.
Yeah, if like Hooker is amazing. You got to be careful, but when it comes to the grappling side of this fight, Gamrot has everything.
Welcome.
So if he's able to close like the gap and take the Hooker down, it's gonna be a whang bam, thank you, ma'am, kind of night. Where's my papers? I'm all like messed up. And the thing with Hooker is he's very like susceptible to like being taken down and getting into like very like vulnerable positions to get submitted. So this could be interesting. Gamrot has to play his game. Like he can't like start playing like the stand-up game too much. But like he's throwing some serious bombs here. So
that was a nice punch to the body there that Gamrot landed.
Yeah, but what I want to see is Gamrot just take him and like push him into the octagon and take him down. But I guess he wants to pepper him away here.
Well, you got to kind of give him different looks. You don't want to be too obvious with your takedown. That was a nice right hand that Gamrot landed there.
I even left my tea on the sofa side. I don't feel like leaving.
Go get it after the fight.
Hey, DJ, everybody.
Shout out Antoinette gifting the membership to CSL Lorne. Gifting a membership over at join.ringsidereport.net. Thank you, Antoinette. Thank you for everybody supporting over at join.ringsidereport.net. And there's Mateusz Gamrot landing his first takedown of the fight. A low ankle
pick. And you see
what
he's doing?
Yeah, that's really nice control of the leg and the hip.
You control it. Beautiful. You just don't like grab that ankle pick and throw him down and try to get like top mount. He was holding it, man, high up. His hips were off the ground, no balance. He's using one arm to stay like solid, literally. He's in trouble here. If Gamrot could pull him away a little bit, there we go. There we go. Flatten the legs. And this is the way you do it. You can't do much with those little punches. Gamrot needs to... Oh, he's going for it.
Ooh, Gamrot, as Hooker gets to his feet, went for a guillotine, but...
Pretty impressive.
Didn't quite have it, and Hooker back to his feet. Gamrot couldn't quite hold Hooker down there. But Hooker is cut above his left eyebrow. Oh, Gamrot landed a big right hand as Hooker moved in.
Whoa,
and Hooker got dropped, and now Gamrot sinks in a guillotine and uses it to roll Hooker over, but now lands again in the guard of Dan Hooker.
Jesus.
Oh, but he's pouring on big punches now on Hooker.
Woo.
Hooker is hurt and in trouble as Gamrot continues to land big strikes from the top.
Man,
ground and pound now for Mateusz Gamrot. But Hooker,
that was ridiculous, Dave. He didn't
keeping a guard and trying to stay safe. Oh, but Gamrot pushes away and landed more punches. Hooker tries to get to his feet, but Gamrot holding on to Dan Hooker. Oof. Hooker was hurt and in trouble there. Hooker now back to his feet, but Gamrot has a hold of him against the cage.
Wow.
Whoa.
Listen, man, I listen. There was a point there where I'm surprised the ref didn't stop it because he just kept throwing punches, and Hooker was not defending at all. I mean, I'm surprised that he let it go. But anyways, he's bleeding like pretty
A lot of
heavy
blood
from that
coming
left
from
eye.
the face of Hooker. They're back to their feet, back to trading and circling here.
Got to be careful, Gamrot.
Oh, Gamrot
What
just
the
got
hell?
dropped by Dan Hooker with a big
See, that's why
left hook.
you got to be
Gamrot's
careful.
in trouble.
Oh, damn it.
Oh, my
Oh,
God. Gamrot just
Jesus.
fired back. Oh, my goodness. I think Gamrot is in big trouble here. I don't think he's fully recovered. He tried to
Well,
clinch
he
Hooker up
seems-
there.
But that's what I'm saying with
Oh.
Hooker, man. You got to be careful, man, with that jab, and it could be dangerous. But look, what's Gamrot doing?
Gamrot's
Oh, he's going
searching for the
ankle pick.
takedown. Oh, he's got Hooker's
Be careful.
leg.
Be careful.
But he's
He's going
got
on
to
the
be
inside.
careful. Hooker's trying to land some of those hammer fists. Gamrot
What is
trying
he
to
trying to do? Oh,
push
oh, oh,
through. Oh, but
Those
he's
big elbows.
eating
Oh, he's
elbows
trying
to
to
the
do a
body.
fireman
Gamrot
throw.
trying to. Oh my goodness! He tried to turn
He
the
was trying to do
corner
a
and get to
fireman
the
throw.
back, but Hooker gets to his feet.
That was interesting.
That was a real
Very,
interesting
very
exchange
interesting.
there from
It was
Gamrot
almost
and
like he was
Hooker.
using it to like recover. Wow, that was a good move by Gamrot. Even though he kind of like stumbled and went down. Look, not to be biased and all, but I still give that round to Gamrot.
I think you do give the round to Gamrot, but it was close, and Hooker had his moments too. But Gamrot, I feel like, had more moments, and he had moments that were closer to finishing the fight.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I listen. You got that's what I was trying to say is that you always got to be careful with Dan Hooker when he can throw those. And you got him with that jab. You see what can happen? He stumbled, Gamrot, but Gamrot was still trying to bring him down to the ground and try to recover, which he did. He kind of got in between the legs, which was kind of interesting. Cradled himself inside, but he still got some pretty heavy elbows down, which could have been pretty dangerous. But damn, oh, it was a left hook.
Yeah.
That's what got him.
Yeah.
Okay, it wasn't the jab; it was a left hook.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
It was that
that's
swinging
why,
left
man.
hook.
Rule number one, man: when you're circling back,
Oof.
man, you got to keep those hands up. Because you get caught with a left hook.
And here we go.
Hooker
Okay,
is
Gamrot, get
cut
back to
on
what you were
both.
doing.
He's cut above his left eye and under his right eye. Two big
Yeah, he
cuts on
looks
Dan
like,
Hooker here.
Yeah, he looks like Chucky, man.
Mm-hmm.
But Gamrot's got to do what I said he's got to do. Try to bring him back down.
He's
got to
get a
to the
takedown and get
ground.
to the back.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like, let's not play this game. Here
Oh,
we go.
Hooker throws a kick,
double ankle
and it
pick.
is caught immediately by Gamrot for the takedown. Big takedown from
Beautiful.
Mateusz Gamrot early in the second round. That's huge.
That is huge, man. And that's exactly what you need to do, man. Like,
Oh, and he passes the guard.
oof,
That was a
has
nice pass.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that. He's trying to take full mount.
Securing
go for
side
it.
control.
He's going to go for full.
Yeah, I think full mount is a good move.
Yeah. Well, right
Or
now,
maybe
just control him
kinda
with side.
Hold him inside. You could
Yeah.
hold him inside for a while, too.
Sure.
It's easier to
just like,
hold a guy inside than it is to
Yeah.
hold him in mount sometimes.
And put pressure, throw those knees, man. Like, you have to, but then take full mount and let's see what he's going to try to do. There you go. See those knees
Right
that
now,
are coming
just kind of
in, Dave?
working on a pin. Holding the
Perfect.
far leg and working
Shoulder
underneath
pressure,
the
he's
head
putting,
of Dan Hooker. He's got him in a side control. Oh, with some elbows. Oh, there's a knee to the body from Gamrot. It's a good position for
That's it,
Mateusz
man. But keep
Gamrot.
going.
Hooker's just, he's fighting from underneath. He's trying to survive. Oh, Gamrot looking for a head and arm choke. He was looking for it
He's
there,
going
but
for it.
Hooker saw it coming and defended. Oh, Hooker nicely able to get a knee in and spin Gamrot back into his guard, away from the side control position.
He's got the turtle in. He could use him to sweep right here. So he's in a good position to sweep. He
Oh,
pulled
looking to push away, but Gamrot
Man,
follows.
Gamrot
Sticks
fast.
to him on the mat. Hooker tried to
See how
push
fast he
away
was,
and
Dave?
get to his feet, but Gamrot followed him and stayed on top.
Wow. Smart move, man. Gamrot didn't wait. He just went. He exploded forward and didn't have Hooker get up. Okay, so this is where
This is
Gamrot
where
has to
he
bring
needs-
him back down.
Yeah, bring him back down,
Yeah.
take the back. Oh, but he
And-
can't hold on to him. And Hooker pushes away,
And
and
he
they're
mi-
back to standing position. Whoa, that was a nice
Oh,
right hand from Gamrot.
Yeah. Hooker looks a little bit shaky. You see that, Dave? He's throwing those punches. He looks weak,
He's always dangerous, though. He's wiry.
but he's always dangerous. Yeah, you're right. But he doesn't.
Oh,
Do
AJ,
what
you're
you gotta
glitching
do.
out, man.
Things are looking good.
I don't know what's happening to you, AJ.
Is it bad?
That's not so bad. It's not so good.
Give me a sec. Give me a sec. Right back. Give me
All
one
right.
1 sec there.
Oh, and there's a takedown
oh, no, I
for
don't like this.
Gamrot, but Hooker tries to land a
I don't want
guillotine.
to go, man. I don't want to miss this. That's it. He's going.
Hooker,
Do again.
Gamrot gets out of
Trying
the
to do the fireman?
guillotine, but Gamrot now just kind of searching for that single leg. He's on his knees. He's pushing hard for the single leg, but in the meantime, just eating elbows here from Dan Hooker on the ground. Gamrot's got to be careful here not to eat too many shots while chasing the legs of Dan Hooker.
He's going for the high crotch. Be careful. There you go.
And they get back to their feet. Gamrot still pushing Hooker up against the fence.
Am I still?
Yeah, you're still very choppy.
Let's take a look. I don't know what happened there, but everything was looking good.
Got AJ for what, a round? Was that one
That's
round?
okay.
Almost 2 rounds that you were back here? Not
Yeah,
bad.
about a good 2 rounds.
2 rounds. 2 rounds of AJ. That'll be enough, I guess.
Listen,
we
if
need.
you don't see me, you put up
I don't know what I'm supposed to put up if I don't see him. He didn't finish that sentence. Oh, Gamrot again
So-
looking for the takedown and just eating elbows.
Jesus.
That was not a good finish for the round for Mateusz Gamrot. I don't know if he won that round.
So
he had
just
his
told me that
moments.
They're gonna figure out a way to make it better. Okay.
Okay. He had his moments there, but I don't know. He ate a lot of shots at the end from Hooker. That was a tough round to score.
Yeah.
He didn't look good at the end of that round.
Look, he looked pretty decent leading up to the end of that round, but look at Hooker, man. He's in pain, man. They're trying to fix him up. I mean, is he in pain or is he smiling? I can't tell, man.
I think he's smiling.
But he looks mangled, man.
Yup. I mean, he was cut up at the beginning of that second round, and he was able to kind of push through. And now Hooker getting up off the stool before
What's
and
he
just kind of
doing?
playing to the crowd. Hooker is
He's like
hyped.
showing the belt. He's like giving the, I
My
want the belt.
goodness.
Take it easy, bud. You still
I
got
don't
to
know
get
what
out of
he's
the
doing.
third. Yeah, it's
Oh,
not like
Gamrot looks kind of beat up. His left eye is kind of swollen.
And here we go.
This is an interesting fight. It might be 2-0, but it might be 1-1. Third round.
could be 1-1, but again,
It could
like,
be,
you
man.
know, with the judging, you never know. So
Oh,
here
with the
we
judging,
go. Let's
it
start
could
for
be
Gamrot.
like 2-0
Come on,
for
come on, sweet.
Hooker. Gamrot looking for that takedown.
There you
He does
go.
get it, but
Oh,
Hooker
again?
again goes for that guillotine.
But good
Gamrot
reversal by
spins
Gamrot.
and recovers and continues to maintain a top position.
I mean, that's the perfect way to get out of like a guillotine. A lot of people like hesitate and they get caught and it gets deeper and whatnot. But he, as soon as that arm was there, he spun, reversed, and took control again. They're standing up again, but it
Yeah,
was a
not
good
able
move
to
by
keep him
Gamrot.
down on the mat, man. That's not a good look for Gamrot.
No. He's taking it down offensively. to that, like, there's still a lot of time left. There's 3 minutes, 50 seconds. Right now,
Yeah, you're too glitchy to talk to, AJ. I can't deal with it. I can't deal with it.
Really? You can hear me?
No, I can't. It's no good. Fix it. Oh, Hooker coming in, landing some big punches here on Gamrot. Ooh, that was a big right hand from Gamrot, though. Oof. Oh, man, another big right hand from Mateusz Gamrot. Hooker moving forward, but Gamrot landing some good punches on the counter. This is an interesting fight here between two of the top at 155 pounds in the UFC. Oof, another right hand from Mateusz Gamrot. Hooker is having trouble landing here. So far, it's been Gamrot landing the cleaner shots. Oof, another right hand there from Gamrot as he continues to kind of land that right hand. Hooker doesn't seem to have an answer for it. Hooker is bleeding from both sides of his face. He's taken a lot of punishment in this fight. Oh, and there's Gamrot again looking for the takedown. Oof. But Hooker looking to defend. Oh, and he does. Wow, that was a big sprawl from Dan Hooker. Big takedown defense there. Oh, that was a nice straight right hand from Dan Hooker.
Oof.
It stopped Gamrot in his tracks for a moment there. This is a close fight. There's a big left hand there for Gamrot. And I still don't have AJ. Oh, no, not really. Gamrot going in for the takedown here. Has Hooker up against the fence. They're showing us the unofficial numbers for this round. 2018 significant strikes. Gamrot in the lead 2018, just barely. But again, with the judging so far, you never know. Gamrot's got a hold of Hooker's leg, trying to run him into the fence and take him down. But Hooker defends again, threatening the guillotine, and Gamrot just pushes away. It's been a good defense for the takedown that Hooker's found, just kind of countering with that front headlock, attempting the guillotine. Whoa, both guys landing big punches now. And now Gamrot pushing Hooker up against the fence. Okay. AJ, you got to try the other thing after this round because it's not working. And here's Gamrot again looking for the takedown on Dan Hooker, pushing him up against the fence, but eating elbows to the body as he does it. Gamrot still has a hold of the leg, but Hooker pushes away as we run out of time here in this fight. Mateusz Gamrot, Dan Hooker going the distance. I think Gamrot won the third round. I think Gamrot won the first round. I'm going to give this fight to Mateusz Gamrot. But it was very close. It was very close, but I think Gamrot won 29-28. First and third for Gamrot. Second, I thought, probably Hooker's.
It could have been either or. Well, it was close, Dave. It was close. I think Gamrot had the first, maybe the first 3 minutes of that fight. And, you know, in the last 2 minutes, it was kind of back and forth. It was kind of hard. I think probably won the second. But we'll see what the judges score here.
Look at the chat from our production team, AJ.
Look at the chat. Okay, let me go. Okay, I'll be disconnected from the production.
Yeah,
side
disconnect
for a
and
little
come
bit.
back to us when you're ready.
Okay.
AJ will be back. We just got to get his connection a little bit more steady for the rest of the pay-per-view. Scorecards are going to be real interesting for this one, especially considering what we saw from that Tuivasa Jairzinho fight. That was clearly Jairzinho's fight. That one judge scored all 3 rounds for Tuivasa. Jairzinho still winning a split decision, but yikes. The judging so far has been shaky. And this one was really close, so who knows what we're going to get here? Who knows? Hooker is the hometown guy, too. This could go the other way. I don't know who's going to win here. I think Gamrot won the first and third rounds. Hooker is celebrating like he won, though. Maybe he did. Okay. Let's see. We're getting the decision. Here comes Buffer. Oh, it's split. 29-28 Gamrot, 29-28 Hooker. Dan Hooker wins by split decision. That is bullshit. That is ridiculous. I mean, come on. Come on. That's no good. He did not win that fight. That is not good. That is not good judging right there. Come on. Dan Hooker did not win that fight. Ouch. This fucking judging is rough on this card. They got that wrong. Split decision for fucking Dan Hooker. You gotta be kidding me. This is some hometown cooking bullshit going on at UFC 305. This is enough to turn people off of the sport, man. You watch these fights and one guy wins, the other guy loses, and then at the end it's the opposite that happens. Come on, man. Come on, man. It's not just takedowns that Gamrot had. I mean, it was takedowns and pressure and when he got those takedowns, he did damage with the takedowns. Jeez. I thought Gamrot won the first and third rounds. I thought that was a Mateusz Gamrot fight, 29-28. The fact that they just gave it to Hooker doesn't really surprise me, but I think that they're very wrong. Again, fucking wrong. Shitty judges. Fucking garbage fucking judging on this card. Australia. Don't fight in Australia against an Australian. You're going to get fucked. Watch out, Dricus. You're about to get fucked by the judges. Dricus is going to get fucked. I'm predicting it. It's going to happen. Dricus is going to win the fight, and the judges are going to give it to Adesanya. Dricus is getting fucked tonight, people. Just like Gamrot got fucked, just like Jairzinho almost got fucked, the judges are fucking up. Outrageous. Yuri Prohaska is there. Alexander Volkanovski is there taking in the action. Holy shit. And there goes our parlay. Everybody's parlay's busted there on the Gamrot loss, which sucks too. Holy
Bullshit.
shit. AJ, what the fuck, man?
I don't know what's happening, man. But am I good again?
Yeah, you're all right. Dan Hooker.
That was bullshit, man. Come on. What's
Come on,
going
man.
here? What's with this judging? Are you like you want to be like a little bit too biased to shit comes out on top?
Apparently you went back to fucking the thing you're not supposed to be on, AJ. Your shit is garbage. Holy shit.
No, because
go back to the other thing.
The
Check the chat. Check your chat and figure it out.
Man.
Come back to me when it's figured out.
This mix is what was on before. I can't on the other.
No, it's no good, AJ. I can't. No, mute AJ. I don't want to hear him. I don't want to hear AJ because it's glitchy. It's just fuck. God damn, man. Outrageous. Let's see the scorecards from this fucking bullshit. Ridiculous. Fucking UFC. Get this fucking together, Dana. Fix this, Dana. Fucking Australia, man. Ben Cartledge, round 1 and 3 for Dan Hooker. Mark Christie, round 1 and 3 for Dan Hooker. Mick Meaney, round 1 and 2 for Mateusz Gamrot, which is correct. I mean, I would have given 1 and 3. I'm surprised no judge gave the third to Gamrot. I thought Gamrot won the third. Ben Cartledge and Mark Christie, though. Come on. Come on. See, they gave Gamrot the second. I don't think Gamrot won the second. Everybody gave Gamrot the second. What the fuck is going on? God damn judges. Fucking up my parlay. Fucking up this fight. Fucking up Mateusz Gamrot's career here. Ridiculous, man. And now we got Kai Kara France and Steve Erceg. And God, I hope we don't go to the judges' scorecards. You know? Look at this. This is what we got next, jabroni. Fucking hell. Unbelievable. And now I'm back to fucking solo because AJ's internet is still shit. I thought we had AJ fixed. Do we have AJ fixed? Is AJ back? Do I have him? Are you back, AJ? I see him, but he doesn't hear me, I guess. Holy shit. Is this watch along over yet? Is this pay-per-view done? Now they're showing me fucking power slap commercials. I don't want to see. Get to the next fight, bitch. What the fuck? Can I take a commercial break? Come back? Johnny says I'm doing great. Thanks, Johnny. Fucking disaster. Gotta do a fucking UFC watch along alone. I wish Johnny was here with me. And I gotta deal with AJ's internet. I gotta deal with shitty Australian judges. Who's the fucking judge? Grayson Waller? Fucking ridiculous, man. Okay. So, cool. I don't know if we have a solution for AJ. It doesn't seem like we do. I don't really know what's going to happen. I guess it's being figured out. Steve Erceg taking on Kai Kara France. Kai Kara France is from New Zealand, and Steve Erceg is from Australia. So this is a New Zealand versus Australia flyweight co-main event. I kind of wish we could skip and get to the main event, you know? Don't you just want to see Dricus and Israel Adesanya at this point? I hope this fight is quick. I hope somebody gets knocked out very quickly. I don't really care who wins. I just want it to be over fast so we can get to the main event. And I also don't want to see the judges get to decide anything anymore ever again. I don't want to see these judges get to score any more fights. So I'm hoping that Erceg and Cara France have a finish in their fight, and I hope somebody gets finished in the Adesanya-Dricus fight. I don't care who wins. I just want somebody to lose decisively so we don't have a scorecard debacle like we've had already twice so far on this goddamn pay-per-view. And honestly, I didn't watch all the prelims, so maybe we had some robberies on the prelims too. There were some decisions, and they were probably garbage. Song Kanan beat Ricky Glenn by unanimous decision, but did he really? Tom Nolan beat Alex Reyes by unanimous decision, but did he? Ricardo Ramos beat Josh Kulabau by split decision. I thought Kulabau won that fight. I thought that was kind of fucked, actually, so the judges were early on that one. And Casey O'Neill beat Luana Santos by unanimous decision. Seems like probably she did because it's 30-27 and even a 30-26 on one of the scorecards, so... Jack Jenkins beat Herbert Burns, Gilbert's brother, by TKO in the third round. And Jesus Santos Aguilar beat Stuart Nickel by guillotine. Choked him out in the first round of the first fight of the night. And that's what we saw so far at UFC 305. Carlos Prates beating Li Jingliang. Yarginho beating Tai Tuivasa by split decision, which was totally fucked because he should have won unanimously. And Dan Hooker beating Mateusz Gamrot by split decision, which is totally fucked because Gamrot won. Stupid. Where's AJ? I saw him. I guess he couldn't hear me. He wasn't speaking to me. I wasn't hearing him. I saw him, though. I don't really know what's going on. I don't get it. Angelo Contagonis checking in. What's up, Angelo? Johnny North on the chat. He's in Sept-Îles, Quebec. Wrestling tonight. We'll find out more about Johnny's trip when he returns to Wrestling Uncensored this coming Friday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. You had the Simon Brothers experience on Wrestling Uncensored last night. You could go check that out on the channel if you're a pro wrestling fan. We covered all the WWE, AEW stuff, and some other things like dinosaurs and how they had sex exactly, and like how big a T-Rex penis might be. I think that's an interesting conversation you might want to check out from the show last night, Wrestling Uncensored. There's AJ. I see him. Hey, AJ, can you hear me?
What's up, man?
Can you hear me?
I hear you perfectly well, man.
So you hear me and you see me and I can hear you, and you just left for what reason?
Had to get some tea, man.
Oh, okay.
I get all this
you
stress.
Just walked
I need
away.
some, like...
Okay, I understand.
So the production team did something. I have no clue what they put me on. I'm on two different things right now.
That's fine.
So, see, I'm telling you, it wasn't just like...
Maybe we'll actually have you for the rest of the show now. Who knows?
I don't know, man. We'll see.
Probably not. I would say probably not. AJ, here's an important question I have for you. How big do you think a T-Rex penis is? Do you think it's like the T-Rex hands? Because, you know, T-Rex hands and the arms, like, kind of small, right? Like, kind of Donald Trumpish, you know? So do they have, like, the small Trump hands and the small Trump penis? Or do they have, like, big penis in proportion to the rest of their giant bodies?
Trump is 6'4" and he does have small hands. I don't know where, like, media, small hands. 6'4" guy. He's big, man. You know, as a baseball player as well. When he stays, talking about a T-Rex skull. And let me tell you, a T-Rex skull was, I couldn't believe how big it was. That was one scary thing. That's just the skull. So imagine when you have the tendons, the sinew, and all the muscles and the fat that go on top of that skull. That thing was a beast. So I think its penis was as big as its freaking leg, man.
Okay.
I'm sure it was massive, like a horse, man.
So AJ saying giant. and also believes that Donald Trump has also a T-Rex sized penis.
Yeah, man, look at all the kids he has. Come on.
Wow. Big revelations from AJ here tonight on the show.
Listen, man, when
Kai
you're
Kara
big, they call
France
you
walking
mister.
into the octagon. Your internet connection is shaky at best. We're having a
Is
great
it bad?
time.
Is it okay? What's happening?
I mean,
here?
it was
Listen,
okay. It's okay now, but it was pretty bad like a few seconds ago.
Listen.
So, who knows?
Listen, I'm missing a lot of this show because of like technical issues, but not
So
on
am I.
my end. Like I'm telling you right now, so I know. But I'm going to tell you something. What the hell happened with the hooker? How did he pull that off? How did he pull that off?
It
Like,
was
seriously.
just a hooker robbery. Classic hooker robbery.
What was it? The same judge that gave the same
No, different judge.
call?
It was two judges, and it was different
Mhm.
than the guy that gave it to Tuivasa. It wasn't the same guy.
Is it judges that we know? Because
No?
I missed out if you showed that.
Okay, I'll show it again to you. It was Judge Ben Cartledge.
Cartilage. There you go. Talk about a T-Rex.
Ben Cartledge scored it round 1 and 3 for Hooker. Mark Christie
Come on.
scored it round 1 and 3 for Hooker. Mick Meaney scored it round 1 and 2 for Gamrot. So Christie and Cartledge scored it for Gamrot round 1 and 3. Which is weird because I
That's
thought
bullshit.
that the one round that Hooker won was possibly
Especially
2.
the first round.
I thought it was the second.
Yeah, the first round. Yeah. Well, and it was close. Like I said, like it was like pretty much Gamrot the first like 3 minutes, and like the other half, was pretty much a back and forth. It could have been either or, a draw, whatnot. But it's a shame, man. And this is why, man. Like sometimes, betting goes down the drain, and it's not because of the fight where the majority. I'm telling you, if you have like the majority of the crowd, they're thinking who won it, and some of the pros that are watching it, I'm pretty sure they would have gave it to Gamrot, and the Jairzinho would have not been a split. The problem is that it's in the hands of the judges, and this is what happens, So, the fighter loses, and so does like a lot of people that bet that, from my end, man, it looks pretty much like Gamrot won it, not by enough to take that fight. But here we are again, man, in the hands of the judges, as they always say.
Yeah, a lot of people calling robbery on that Gamrot fight.
Well, it all started with the split. Anybody that can come to a conclusion that that's a split, that drew it, for Tuivasa, there's something wrong here. And you know what? If this is the way the judging is going, I'm telling you, I'm worried about Israel.
We're all worried about Israel. Chris Weidman says, amazing fight. Love Hooker, but I had Gamrot winning that. Former UFC middleweight champion Chris Weidman is watching tonight, no doubt. Has his eye on the main event for the championship he once held. Middleweight championship of the world. Israel Adesanya and Dricus du Plessis coming up next. After this one, got to get through some flyweights before we get to the middleweight main event.
And here we go.
Here we go.
Steve Erceg, Kai Kara France. Kai Kara.
And I took Steve. I took Steve on this one.
Me too.
Great fighter. He's, if I'm not mistaken, he's like, what is he, 7-0? And Kai Kara hasn't fought in like the last 437 days, so it could be quite interesting. And Steve Erceg Carell, for me, I mean, he's like so underrated, but he looks much bigger than Kai Kara.
He's coming out
in this
of
fight.
a pay-per-view that he headlined against Pantoja for the Flyweight Championship. He lost to Pantoja. In case you can't tell, this is not a flyweight title fight. So, he's not the champion. He didn't win.
He no champ.
Not yet. Maybe one day. For Steve Urkel, who's fighting Cara France right now, and I don't know. I'm trying to have interest in this fight, but I just don't, man. I don't. This is the fight I care about least, and it's a co-main event.
Well, it's because the parlay got blown. I understand.
No, I didn't care about this fight before it happened.
No, I like Steve,
Before
man.
the
I'm telling you, he's so
pay-per-view.
underrated, man. Great fight IQ. He has great cardio, great pace. I'm telling you.
Not much has happened so far.
Not yet. It's still early.
Yeah.
It's only the first round.
I don't know. The flyweight division, man, it's just not.
It's not giving you the oomph.
Mm-mm.
You don't got the mojo rising on that one?
I mean, who is even a flyweight fighter in the UFC? Who do they have that you want to see? There's nobody at 125. The division is pretty much dead. It's like they tried to kill it, and then they decided not to kill it. Like they released a bunch of people from the division, and it looked like they were trying to kill it off, and then they're like, no, let's keep it. But what they kept was just kind of a shell of a division, and it's still just a shell of a division. Who's the champion, AJ?
Good point.
Who's the champion? You can't even tell me, and I just said his name like 3 minutes ago.
I was too busy looking at outside there. I've got like
So, who's the champion? Do you know?
Who did you say? I forgot.
Well, I'm saying, who's the middleweight champion? Well, no, that's easy. Who's the welterweight champion right now? Who's the welterweight champion?
Give me 1 second, Dave. Give me 1 second, bud. I gotta go to the door, dude. I'm sorry, man. I just
go.
give me 2 seconds.
Go for it. Go.
Just go. Continue.
Yeah. Okay, I lost AJ. He's got to go deal with something. There's always something. Okay, maybe I'll mute AJ while he's here. God damn it. God damn, pal. What is happening? AJ couldn't even name the flyweight champion. It's Alexander Pantoja. He's the guy that beat Steve Erceg in Steve Erceg's last fight. Erceg's landed a couple jabs in this so far. Not a ton of action. Oh, and he just got dropped. Erceg is down. Erceg is hurt. Cara France looking to put him away. Erceg in big trouble right now. Dropped again, and this fight is over. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Cara France, first round knockout of Steve Erceg. There we go. No decision. No judges to ruin this one. A nice finish for Cara France. An upset victory. He came into this fight as a, plus 210 underdog. And knocks out Steve Erceg in the very first round. Excellent performance from Cara France. Big win. Possibly earns himself a title shot against Alexander Pantoja, who, by the way, is the champion at flyweight. Big right hand. Drops Erceg. Erceg tried to recover. Took more punches. Wow, big. Left hand. Oh, sorry, it was the left. The right was the lead one, but it was the left that dropped him. He threw a combination, and then it was a straight right that dropped Erceg the second time. And then a couple punches, but the referee was right in there. After the second drop, Erceg was just kind of covering up, and the referee jumped in quick. Yep. Erceg just turtled. He was done. Didn't argue the stoppage. Cara France, first round knockout of Steve Erceg. And that's great because now we can, hurry along to the main event. Is Dana White in Australia? Did he go? Did he make the trip for this? Figure he did for a pay-per-view, but I haven't seen him. I haven't seen him cage side. I haven't seen him in the cage. I mean, he usually doesn't show up until the main event in the cage, but I haven't seen him around. Dana's usually around the cage. You usually spot Dana White. Be weird for the president of the UFC not to show up for this big fight, Adesanya and Dricus. But it is a long trip to Australia. You never know. I expect Dana to be there, but I haven't seen him. Big win for Kakara France. First round knockout, 4 minutes, 4 seconds of the first. Wow. Kai Kara picks up a big win. Getting interviewed now by Daniel Cormier. Kai Kara France, 31 years old, coming off 2 straight losses. Picking up a big win here against Steve Erceg. And they're saying it possibly earns him a title shot because there's just not that many options at 125. I don't know whatever happened to Askarov. Oh, he left the UFC for some reason. He was released by the UFC in 2022 to deal with some health issues after a loss to Kai Kara France, and then signed with a different promotion in 2023 in Russia, and hasn't fought since November 2023. Askarov was one of the guys at 125 that looked like a real contender. But Kai Kara France does have a win over him, so Kai Kara France getting a title shot, I guess, makes sense. But again, the flyweight division just isn't full of big names and big talent. Brendan Royval's out there. Tatsuro Taira's out there. He'd be interesting. I think he could be something. But Kai Kara France definitely has a following. He's got name value. He might be next for the champion of the division, whose name I've said many times here. AJ, who's the champion at 125?
Topuria. 125. Hold on a sec. Oh, man, that's Pantoja, man.
There you go.
125. The Panther.
Topuria is champion at 145.
145. Sorry, man. Sorry, dude. I had to take off. I had to take care of something very pressing. Right. So everything is good. Thank God.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now I'm back. What did I miss? What happened with my Steve?
Steve got knocked out in the first round.
You're joking. You're
no,
bullshitting
he just
me.
got
That's
knocked
impossible.
out. The fight's over. Kai Kara France knocked him out in the first round.
What?
Yeah. Your boy Steve Urkel just got knocked out, dude.
What? He hasn't lost, man. Well, I guess he lost then tonight.
Well, he has lost. He lost to Pantoja in his last fight, man. What are you talking about?
That's true. You're right. Yeah, Pantoja. That's right. Damn it. You're bullshitting me. He got knocked out first round.
I'm not bullshitting you.
Damn. So there goes...
I'm very happy about it, too, because now we can see the main event.
Listen, I'm not happy about it, but I'm going to tell you something. At least it's not in the hands of the judges, because that's how you got to win. You got to either win by tap, snap, or nap. One of those three, because leaving it in the hands of the judges, man, it does not make sense. And it depends on the background of these judges coming from like these countries. A lot of the times they're not like MMA judges. They're either karate judges or they're boxing judges, and they're not really looking at the pure essence of the MMA style of martial arts. They're not looking at everything. They're not looking at like ground control. They're not looking at takedowns, octagon control, you name it, man. Just there's so many things, and that's why like I question. Like I'm gonna look into the judges a little bit deeper when I have a chance like tomorrow. But let me tell you, man, That's why I'm glad. If he got knocked out in the first round, at least that's not in the hands of the judges.
Well, it was pretty
Was it a
impressive
nice knockout,
knockout
at
for
least?
Kai Kara France. Pretty damn impressive.
Oh,
You all right?
yeah, no, it was just you that popped up there. Your voice was like on a video. But I'm gonna tell you this. I'm surprised, man. The guy's been out for 437 days and he was able to perform. Got to give it to Kai Kara. Like, I mean, I always, I should have known better, but I really like the study file of Steve Erceg, and I'm surprised that he was the favorite, and I guess the favorite lost. So an underdog comes in again.
That's right. Another.
Dan Hooker was an underdog.
Yeah.
Kai Kara France was an underdog.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm telling you right now, man, like, if Dricus, who's the underdog in this card, even though being the champ, wins, I mean, you can make some pretty decent money tonight, because let me look at the other ones here. Who was there as well? There was, we started off the night well with Prates.
Prates was a minus 400 favorite. Jairzinho won.
Yep.
He was a minus 250 favorite. Dan Hooker wins. He was a plus 310 underdog. And now Kai Kara France plus 210 underdog. He wins as well. Going into this fight, though, most odds have Adesanya minus 120, Dricus plus 100. It's pretty close on either side. Pretty close. But Adesanya a slight favorite. And AJ, you're going with Adesanya, and I'm going with the champion, Dricus du Plessis, the real African champion, to defend the title.
The real African, man. He says it. I mean, Israel's from Nigeria, but I think he was born in the States. So.
No, he was born in, like, New Zealand.
Was he?
I think. Adesanya? No, he was born in Nigeria, but he grew up in New Zealand. He was born in Nigeria. So he was born in Africa, but Dricus says he's the only real African champion because he was born in Africa and he still lives in Africa and he grew up in Africa and he trains in Africa. And there's other guys that claim to be African champions in the UFC, like Francis Ngannou and Israel Adesanya and Kamaru Usman, because they were born in Africa, but none of them actually live and train in Africa. So Dricus claims to be the first real African champion, and of course Adesanya not too happy about that, and they've had some issues. Adesanya was crying. Adesanya was crying at the press conference. What's up with that?
He's an emotional guy, man. Like, he wants to be champ again, and there's a lot of pressure on him. I think the best thing he did was take some time off, and I really, on Thursday's show, man, I was going back and forth because all week and a half, mostly, everything was pointing towards Dricus to win again and be the champ and remain the champ. But then after, Thursday's show, when you were talking, man, something inside me said, listen, are you crazy? Do you forget who that is? That's Israel, who's had time off. Time to reevaluate everything. Change his camp up. Get healthier.
Yeah, sure.
That's who's winning tonight.
Well, we'll see. I've got Dricus. AJ's got Adesanya. I just think, this is Dricus' time. He's the younger man. He's the fresher guy.
He is.
And Israel looked pretty flat last time he fought. He just looked like, not really
injured,
in it
Dave.
like he used to be. He didn't look like the same guy. And if that Israel Adesanya shows up, if the Adesanya that got totally outworked and outfought by Sean Strickland, if he shows up to this fight, he's going to lose. I didn't like the crying. I didn't like the mentality of Adesanya going into this fight. I didn't like what I heard. I didn't like what I saw. There's a lot of what Adesanya was putting out on fight week that made me question.
Listen, I missed
why
that.
He's taking this
what
fight,
was the
why
reason
this is
crying?
even happening, and if he can do it. I don't know. I think there's a lot of stuff
But
going
this-
on with this guy. I think there's stuff outside the cage, like, I don't know.
His personal life you're talking about.
I don't know. It's just that his approach to this fight was unusual. You don't see guys cry at the press conference when they're in the middle of trash talking with their opponent. You don't see
But
that.
that's what I'm trying to get at. What happened? What made him want to cry? Did they, like, Dricus say something that insulted
He
him? What?
just
I don't
got
understand.
really just hyped up and he started
up?
crying. It was, I don't know. I don't know, man.
Listen,
I think
man.
his
listen,
emotions
we-
are taking
look,
control of him, and that could be dangerous.
Listen, George St. Pierre used to be like that too before a fight. Very
He didn't
emotional,
cry.
like
I
you
never
know.
saw him cry at a press
he's-
conference.
You didn't see him at a press conference, but before his fights, you know, word has it, he was a basket case. But the thing is that it's just like, you know, a warrior mentality, man. You're very emotional, so you're coming in there because he wants it so bad. He wants it back, and I think, you know, in his last fights, even with Strickland, I mean, he was injured, man. There was things that were just like he needed to step back, and I think he did the best thing. I think tonight, man, you know, we're gonna see Israel back. And you're right, he's 5 years older, but right now, man, he's at that 35. Like, he's in that peak, you know, maybe coming to an end, but he's still there, man. Depending on how he fights tonight, you know.
He's on the
we could start
wrong
saying
side
Israel's
of
back.
35. Once you hit 35, your
Just
time
there.
is over. It's over. You are done. Dricus is 30 years old, just entering his prime as a fighter. Father Time is undefeated. No one lasts forever. Anderson Silva was greater than Israel Adesanya, but he did not last forever. Anderson Silva was the greatest middleweight champion of all time, but eventually even the spider fell and broke. Israel
Get a
Adesanya
little rate on
tonight has the opportunity to put himself in the history books as possibly a greater middleweight champion than Anderson Silva. If he can win the middleweight championship for a third time, I think it would be
History,
hard.
man.
I think it would be hard to argue that Adesanya isn't at least in the conversation, or at, you know, even
100%.
greater than Anderson as a middleweight champion in the UFC. So this is a
Well,
big
this-
fight for
that'll be a
Adesanya. If
historical
he
feat,
wins,
Dave.
if he wins, his greatness is on another level. If he wins.
Let's see, man. Can he do it?
I don't know. I'm going with Dricus. Dricus making the walk right now. Adesanya already in the cage. This is a big one. This is a big fight. This is why we're here. This is what we came to see. I am very pumped to see this fight. And I really like what adds to it, AJ, is not just, you know, that it's a big fight and we see two of the best in the world and all of this, but bad blood and everything. But I got one guy and you got the other, so it's more fun, you know? Somebody will have bragging rights.
You know, like I said, Thursday was, you know, real, man.
And AJ glitches out
No,
for the main event.
look-
Of course he does.
Wait,
Of course, that's the story of the show
shit.
tonight as well. AJ's internet absolutely sucks. And I'm once again by myself, solo Dave, rocking the mic for you here for UFC 305 on the Ringside Report Network. Dricus du Plessis making that walk, taking off his jacket, taking off his shirt, getting ready to fight Israel Adesanya. This is a long time coming. Adesanya went into the cage, got into Dricus' face, talked a lot of trash back when Dricus beat Robert Whittaker in July of 2023. This was a fight that earned Dricus another title shot. Israel was the champion at the time. And Israel got in the cage and talked a lot of trash to Dricus and got real personal, and it was on. But then Dricus wasn't ready to fight Israel Adesanya when Adesanya wanted to fight, because Dricus fought in July and Adesanya had fought in April. So Adesanya was ready after knocking out Alex Pereira to turn around and fight in September. But after fighting in July, Dricus was not ready physically to fight again in September. There's AJ. AJ, I see you.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what happened.
There you go. So Dricus wasn't able to fight Adesanya. So Sean Strickland fought Adesanya instead. Sean Strickland beat Adesanya in September of 2023. And we haven't seen Israel Adesanya since. Sean Strickland then turned around and fought Dricus and lost to Dricus. And now Dricus du Plessis, 2 years removed from that Robert Whittaker fight where Israel Adesanya stepped in the cage and got in his face, 2 years removed from that, he finds himself the champion with Adesanya as the challenger. These guys were going to fight when Adesanya was champion and Dricus was the challenger. But things got turned around. Sean Strickland shook things up. And Dricus got the belt. And now we have the main event, Dricus versus Izzy.
Taking off his shirt.
AJ. Stop watching me. That's a weird one, right? We haven't seen... Oh, I saw Ben Cartledge as one of the judges. That's not good. I didn't see who the other judges were, but if Ben Cartledge is on the case, you know we're fucked.
It's not good for Izzy, man.
No, it's not good for Dricus. Izzy is the hometown guy. The hometown guys have been winning by shitty judging. It's good for Izzy. Johnny North says you need to visit your internet provider and have a long talk. I agree. You really need to get it done. It is Bell, and they do suck. I don't have Bell because they suck.
There's been a few things of issue, even
yeah, that's mostly your internet, though. AJ, it's completely your internet. You need to realize that that's the problem so you can attack it and solve it. See, stop doubting it because you have a new computer, you have new shit. Stop doubting us when we fucking tell you what's going on. God damn it.
I don't know.
Holy shit.
Kind of like a little like...
What? What do you think it is? You're like the least internet savvy person I've ever met, and you think you can diagnose this issue? Are you nuts?
Saying, you know.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what, AJ. Until you fix your internet, you're fucking banned from the show.
You're
banned. Well, you can't be on the show like this. It's ridiculous. It's every Thursday night, too. It's like it's too much, man.
I can go.
No.
Now that's good.
You can what now? See, you're glitching out. I can't have a conversation with you. What the hell is all this now?
What is this?
I don't need to see that. I don't know what any of this is. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but I'm about to end this watch along before the main event because of my fucking issues with all these fucking people, man. Fucking with me. God damn it. Ridiculous. AJ doubting that it's his internet connection. We get him brand new everything, and it doesn't work because internet sucks. And he's like, I don't know. I don't think it's my internet. So he doesn't get it fixed. And then we just don't have fucking AJ on the show. It's ridiculous, man. Ridiculous.
Let me go see the fight.
Crazy. And now he's gone again. Oh. Okay, Dricus and Adesanya just did the face-off. They've done the introductions. We're going to have a fight here. AJ, I think you might be back, but you really need to call your internet thing and get it fixed. And
I did,
stop
man.
doubting.
They
No, you didn't.
they
They
said
didn't come.
everything
You
was
said they were
good,
going to
though.
come and fix it. They didn't come, though.
They had to come and do something else now for the. It's a long story.
Okay, well, make it happen. Fix it. Get new equipment. Get everything new and make it right.
And here we go.
Gotta get rid of Bell. That's what we gotta do.
Yeah. Dricus du Plessis and Israel Adesanya, middleweight championship
Here we
on
go,
the
man.
line. It's the main event. God damn, pal.
Look at the reach of Israel, man.
Yeah, very long, very rangy. Dricus has to make this an ugly fight. He's got to get inside of the former champ. Adesanya controlling the center of the octagon right now.
I love those gold gloves.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to be
Adesanya.
careful, Dricus. Like the way he rushes in with his head
Ooh.
down. You see how he does it, Dave?
It was a nice right hand, though, that he landed on Adesanya. Adesanya landed a leg kick. Dricus kind of rushed in and landed a right hand. Straight right.
It's a little bit careless, in my opinion. It is, man. Anytime you rush into an attack mode, okay, he leveled up right there, but he's dropping his head and he's gonna get caught with a kick. I guarantee you.
Maybe he does. Maybe he eats the kick. Maybe the kick never comes.
Maybe the kick never comes, but we'll see how he goes. It's only the first round.
Yeah.
2 minutes in, there's a lot of aggression and he's trying to come in, but he's getting caught.
There is Dricus. Oof. Adesanya with a nice calf kick there to the lead leg of Dricus du Plessis. Body kick from Dricus. Oh, that was weird. Dricus kind of moved
Coming with
in,
those elbows.
put Adesanya a little bit off balance. Not a ton of action. Both guys pretty cautious. Oh, Dricus now driving in for a takedown, but Adesanya pushes away, and
He ate
Dricus
a
has
few
a
there,
cut
man.
opened up.
Yep.
I don't know where
that.
exactly. Well, I don't know what happened that he got cut, but he's got a cut just above his right eyebrow.
It's from those jabs.
Yeah, that was a nice jab landed
Like
there
Israel
by Adesanya.
is like his jabs are so crisp, they're getting in. Israel looks solid, man.
Yeah, looking
Moving away.
pretty good so
Like,
far.
it's-
Oh, Dricus landed a punch there.
Yeah, that's what he's been doing like since the beginning of that first round, kind of lunging forward with that like power shot, but again, like he's exposing his vulnerability, man. See, and this is it,
Adesanya
man.
landed a couple punches there as they came together. Close first round. So far, it seems like Adesanya has a slight advantage, but Dricus just landed a nice right hand there.
Hmm.
Oof. It's a nice leg kick there from Dricus. Dricus throwing that head kick a lot. Oh, nice uppercut there from Adesanya.
There you go.
Ooh, the head kick just sails past Adesanya.
He read that.
Yeah.
That's what's so good about Israel. He got a good right that got in, but other than that,
Nice body kick
he's able
there.
to really Drake. Boom, there you go to the body.
Straight right from Dricus. Interesting first round.
Interesting, yeah. Very
One in the
interesting.
books. Yeah, I don't know.
He's a bit cut, Dricus, but
Yeah. That was a close first round,
not really.
man. I don't have AJ at all, right? Like, you're just not really there. You're not there.
Mm.
You're pretty choppy. It's like you're not really there. Can't hear you. You can't really hear me. It's not good. It's not good. It's been plaguing this show like a fucking virus.
Fuck.
I don't know. I can't hear you. I can't fucking do this anymore. Ridiculous. I can't talk to this guy. I think I've had him for a total of like 3 rounds for this whole pay-per-view. Here we go. Round 2, Dricus and Adesanya. I think I'm going to score the first round for Adesanya. It was close, but I think Adesanya won it by a bit. Close, though. Ooh, spinning body kick from Dricus lands. Dricus getting a little bit more aggressive here. I think that's a good move. More pressure, more pace. Seeing scores from Twitter popping up on the screen. Some people scoring it for Dricus, some people for Adesanya. A very close first round. Oh, big takedown from Dricus. Nice level change. And Adesanya gets back to his feet quickly. Oh, but Dricus throws him down again. Adesanya kind of turtles. Dricus trying to hold on and maybe climb to the back. Oh, he's got 2 hooks in now on Adesanya. He's got 2 hooks. He's got him mounted here. Kind of like a half. Almost a half guard. Adesanya turning belly down. That's not where you want to be. Dricus looking for the rear naked choke. Adesanya is in big trouble. He is back mounted. Dricus looking to finish the job here and choke out Adesanya, but Adesanya escapes. Ducks out the back way and gets back up to his feet. Oh, Adesanya escapes near death. Oh my goodness!
He's gonna kill. Israel's gonna pepper him away, man.
Adesanya now landing some big punches on Dricus. Oh my goodness! Whoa! And now Adesanya landing a nice uppercut. Ooh, Dricus fires back with a hook. Oh, and he falls and takes Adesanya down. What a crazy takedown that was. Dricus looked like he was falling and just kind of caught the leg of Adesanya, trips him, takes him down. And now Adesanya on his hands and knees with Dricus holding on around his hips, trying to climb up to the back again of Adesanya. And he almost climbed up to the back, but he slipped off. But he still has a good hold of Adesanya as he lands punches in the clinch. And now he's looking for a high crotch single on Adesanya, looking to switch to a low ankle pick or a double leg, whatever he can do to drag Adesanya down to the mat. Adesanya down to one knee on the mat. Dricus breathing heavy. Adesanya breathing heavy. This is a grueling pace. Adesanya gets back to his feet, but Dricus still holding on the back of Adesanya. And throws a punch. Dricus with a lot of pressure now on Israel Adesanya. He's got that body lock, and he drags him down again to the mat. Trying to finish the job, trying to take the back, get the hooks in, and get out of this fight. But Adesanya defending well. Now he's back up to one knee, back to his feet. But Dricus just kind of hugging on to his back, holding on, staying on the back, staying on the hips, and dragging him back down. Adesanya can't really get Dricus off of him. He's able to get back to his feet, but when he gets back to his feet, he eats big punches. Dricus just landed 3 or 4 punches to the head of Adesanya that looked pretty heavy. And Adesanya just can't get Dricus off of him. He's like a wet blanket, just holding on to him, keeping the clinch, hugging him, trying to drag him down, relentless takedowns. Ooh, there's Adesanya with a trip, but it didn't quite work. They both landed on their knees. And Dricus, sticky, follows him and pushes him up into the fence here. Interesting round for Dricus du Plessis. I think you got to score that one for Dricus. But with these judges tonight, I know Ben Cartledge is there, and he's fucked, so who knows? Who knows? The judges have been very bad. Interesting second round. I've got Dricus winning the second. Adesanya winning the first. Close fight. Close rounds. Dricus landed big takedowns. Got some rear naked choke attempts. Landed some big punches. But Adesanya landed some elbows while defending some of those takedowns. And I know the judges like scoring those because they gave them to Hooker when Gamrot was scoring big takedowns and landing punches. But because Hooker defended a few of them and landed some elbows, they scored rounds for Dan Hooker. But the highlights are showing us are all Dricus. I think you'd have a hard time scoring.
And here we go.
The second round for Dricus du Plessis. Third round here of a possible 5 in this UFC middleweight title fight. I think it's 1-1. But I don't really think it matters how you score this fight because the judges aren't going to score it in a logical way. I don't think it really matters. Score it however you want. It's not going well. What am I hearing? From AJ? Yeah, AJ is somewhere. He's not on the show anymore. He's somewhere. Ooh, Adesanya with a nice jab to Dricus. Ooh. Nice dig to the body from Israel Adesanya. Dricus is slowed down here in this third. Adesanya putting it on him. Oof, that was a nice right hand, though, from Dricus. It looks like Dricus slows down, and then all of a sudden, boom, he's right in there. Adesanya looking sharp, though, in this third round so far. Nice right hand from Adesanya. Took a lot of energy to chase all those takedowns in the second round for Dricus. How much energy does he have left? Nice leg kick there from Adesanya. Dricus pushes forward and misses. Oof, nice shot to the body from Adesanya. Dricus having a lot of trouble landing here in this third round. Adesanya landing big punches to the body. Very good round for Israel Adesanya so far. 2 minutes in, this has been all Adesanya in the third. Jeez. Dricus moving in, just out of range of Adesanya. Adesanya just stepping to the side, getting right out of the way of those punches. Ooh, Adesanya with a back elbow. That did land. That was a very nice spinning elbow from Adesanya. Ooh, but Dricus lands a nice left hand. I think it hurt Adesanya. That was a solid left hand. Adesanya looked... Uh-oh, that was another right hand from Dricus, and Adesanya's walking back after that. I think he's trying to act like he's not hurt, but he looks a little wobbly. Dricus needs to push forward, and he does. Another right hand from Dricus du Plessis. Here comes Dricus, looking for the takedown, but Adesanya skips away. I think Dricus needs to keep moving forward with punches. Oh, but nice uppercut from Israel Adesanya. Nice left hook from Dricus. Oh, Adesanya trips. Gets right back to his feet, but he looked a little wobbly on that trip. Dricus lands another right hand. Dricus landed one big punch, and the momentum in this round changed. Adesanya's still in it, but you can see when he plants his feet, they're not as solid. Adesanya is hurt. Oof. Dricus hits like a truck. Nice leg kick from Dricus. Left hook from Dricus. Oh, big straight right from Dricus du Plessis. Oh, nice digs to the body from Adesanya. Jeez. This is a hell of a fight. Ooh, big right hand from Dricus. Interesting third round. Oof. That's another close round. Adesanya landed some good shots. Dricus looked like he hurt Adesanya, though. I feel like Adesanya's landing more volume, but when Dricus is landing, it's doing more damage. But that's hard to score. I don't know how they're going to score that one. Jeez. That third round was tough to score. I think that was a Dricus round. I feel like he did more damage. I feel like he had Adesanya hurt. But the judges here, you can't really predict. You can't really count on. I'm going to go with Dricus winning the third. I think the first was Adesanya's, and the second and third have been Dricus du Plessis, but, jeez, man, this is tough to score. I'm not convinced either way of either round. I hope we don't see a decision. I would like to see somebody lose. Submission, knockout.
And here we go.
This fight is too close to go to the judges. Somebody needs to win this. Somebody needs to win this for real. Fourth round of a possible 5. I think Dricus is up 2-1, but it could be 3-0 for Adesanya. It could be 3-0 for Dricus. It could be 2-1 Adesanya. It could be 2-1 Dricus. It's anybody's guess at this point because the judging has been atrocious and the rounds have been real close. I'm scoring at 2-1 Dricus right now. Round 1 and 3. Oh, Dricus charging in for a takedown, but Adesanya sprawls excellently. Big defense of that takedown from Adesanya. And Dricus kind of flopped back to his back, trying to invite Adesanya into his guard, which was weird, but Adesanya wanted no part of it, and they stood up. And now Adesanya with a kick to the body, with a jab. Adesanya still very light on his feet. Dricus looks kind of slow. Oof. Dricus just ate a big right hand. Adesanya bouncing around, switching stances, landing a big kick to the body and a nice uppercut from Israel Adesanya. Here comes Adesanya. If he can win this, it would be the third time he's won the UFC middleweight title. He might be on his way to doing it here. Those punches to the body have added up for Adesanya. Hitting Dricus with them all fight. Kicks to the body. There's another front kick from Adesanya right to the body. But we've seen Dricus only needs one to put Adesanya in real trouble. Adesanya landing way more shots again in the opening 2 minutes of this round. The opening 2 minutes of the rounds have been Adesanya. Dricus comes on later on in the rounds, it seems like. But this has been a very good round for Israel Adesanya. Dricus having trouble landing. And kind of pointed at his eye like maybe he got poked or something. I don't know. Dricus whiffing. Missing Adesanya. And Adesanya firing back and landing some good punches. Ooh. Another big kick from Adesanya. Oh, and a right hand from Adesanya. Just getting out of the way. Like a bullfighter. Stepping to the side and landing the punch on Dricus du Plessis. Oh, that was a big right hand, though, that Dricus landed. Dricus going after Adesanya here. Oh, there's a left hand from Dricus. Again, it's like Adesanya. Oh, Dricus with a right hand drops Adesanya. But Adesanya back to his feet. It's either the right hand dropped him or, oh, more right hands dropping Adesanya. And now a takedown from Dricus. Dricus on the back of Israel Adesanya. He's got both hooks in, and he's looking for a rear naked choke. Oh, my goodness. It's tight. He's tapping. It's over. It's over. Dricus du Plessis just tapped out Israel Adesanya. Round 4, rear naked choke. Dricus is still the champion. Oh, my goodness. He smelled blood in the water. He hurt Adesanya. He grabbed him. He muscled him down. He jumped on his back. He sunk his hooks in. He sunk the choke in. And that's all she wrote. Adesanya, tap, tap, tap. He was stuck, dead to rights, going nowhere with big Dricus' arm draped across his throat. Dricus du Plessis is still the UFC middleweight champion. He has just finished Israel Adesanya in the 4th round in Australia. And now Dricus exchanging some words, some niceties with Israel Adesanya. Dricus du Plessis. DDP, baby. Bang! Big left hook. Hurt Adesanya. Adesanya saying, no, that didn't hurt. But it did. Dricus following up, chasing Adesanya. And then, boom, another right hand. 3 big right hands. And then he grabs him, muscles him down, jumps on his back, grabs the hooks, gets a hold of his neck, gets under the chin, and puts the squeeze of death to force the tap. Hey, Izzy, you got to go to sleep, bro. Don't let him. Don't tap to a rear naked choke. It's a title fight. Sleep. I would have liked to see Izzy fight that choke a little bit. Like, he didn't attack the hands. He didn't. Oh, no, he did a little bit. But he couldn't move his hand. Man, Dricus is strong as hell. Israel was screwed. Like, he kind of went and tried to, like, attack the wrist and pull down. But, like, he did this to, like, pull down the choke, what you're supposed to do. But, like, when he did this on Dricus's one arm, it didn't go anywhere. There was no give. He was done. Wow. That Dricus is strong, man. The fact that Adesanya put two hands on Dricus's one arm and couldn't move it down at all shows you how strong and what kind of grip strength Dricus du Plessis has. Does Israel Adesanya retire now? He just lost in his home country to a guy who he really had a serious rivalry with. And it's not like you could say judges or whatever. There's no excuses. He got finished. Rear naked choke submission, 4th round, Dricus du Plessis, still UFC middleweight champion. And if you didn't believe it when he beat Sean Strickland, you better believe it now. You better believe it now. My goodness, what a win for Dricus du Plessis. This man is for real, for real. Patrick C. Hamilton dropping the 777 super chat. Thank you, Patrick. He says, I ended up with no bets on this card. Couldn't commit on anyone. Solid move. I bet on Dricus du Plessis. And I also bet on a parlay of Jairzinho and Gamrot that I'm kind of pissed I got screwed out of. But at least Dricus kind of recouped the night. Doug Hepburn dropping a super chat. He says, thanks, Dave. Always more fun with you guys. Thank you, Doug. And he thinks that his Tigers are going to beat the Yankees tomorrow. I hope not. I hope the Yankees pull off a win tomorrow because they lost tonight, which sucked. I don't like when the Yankees lose. I like when they win. They won yesterday, which was good. Today they lost. Tomorrow they better win again. Dricus du Plessis, DDP. Big win for DDP. Finishes Israel Adesanya. And Adesanya's taking his gloves off. Is he going to leave him in the cage? Is this it for Israel Adesanya? I think it might be. Wow. A huge win for Dricus du Plessis, finishing Adesanya in the 4th round. This was a close-ass fight. I would love to see the scorecards on this fight because this thing was really tight. This was a close fight, and I wonder who was winning on the scorecards. I'm going to get you a scorecard for this one. We need a scorecard for this. I don't know if I'll find it for you. I don't know if we'll have it, but I wonder how they scored the first 3 rounds. It didn't matter in the end because Dricus, with a big takedown, jumping on the back. The takedown and the transition into the back take was really nice. It was seamless. Takedown, back take, sink it in the choke. It was like all one motion. That was some very good grappling there. Especially at that point in the fight. You've taken a toll. You're tired. You're sweaty. And you're able to pull off that type of transition. Like, that's pretty sweet. Dricus looked tired. Drags Izzy down, jumps on the back, sinks in the hook, sinks in the choke. Like, that was some pretty nice grappling there. The takedowns. Key to the fight. Key to victory for Dricus du Plessis, which is something we were talking about when we were previewing this one. The wrestling of Dricus could be a problem for Adesanya, and it turned out to be the problem that Adesanya couldn't solve in the end. Dricus saying he's got a lot of respect for Adesanya. Didn't want to disrespect him. As he's being interviewed by Daniel Cormier right now. Dricus saying, Izzy, if you decide to retire tonight, thank you. So a lot of respect from Dricus du Plessis to Israel Adesanya. And Adesanya's just kind of pacing around right now with no gloves on, seeming like he's done. An incredible career for an incredible fighter, a legend in Israel Adesanya. But yeah, I could see him wrapping it up now. And now they're interviewing Israel Adesanya. Wow. This is a moment. This is something. This is MMA history. What is Izzy saying? He says he knew it was going to be tough. Wasn't a surprise. I mean, Adesanya put up a very good fight against the champion. Adesanya is still one of the best middleweights in the world. Adesanya says he will fight for his family forever no matter what, but does that mean in the UFC or what? He says he's disappointed but proud. He says it's the best he's ever felt, he's ever looked. He hasn't said anything about retirement. He's not wearing his gloves, but I don't know. Huh. I don't know. Oh, he's not retiring. Adesanya says he's not leaving. He says he knows he's 35, and a lot of people want to see him lose, but he's not leaving. He's not fucking leaving. I'm not fucking leaving was the quote from Israel Adesanya. So it looked like retirement, but no. And Adesanya and Dricus now hugging and exchanging nice words. So there you go. Dricus du Plessis beats Israel Adesanya. Adesanya does not retire. And Dricus is still the UFC middleweight champion, defeating one of the greatest middleweight champions in the history of the game. I think a big question now for Dricus is going to be who's next, right? He's defeated Adesanya. Is a rematch with Sean Strickland next, or does he fight like Khamzat Chimaev, Robert Whittaker? I thought they were going to maybe fight each other at some point. I don't know if that fight is still going on. Isn't that fight still happening? I thought they kind of rematched it. Rescheduled for UFC 308, October 26th. I feel like the winner of that fight, Khamzat and Whittaker, might get Dricus next. But you could also go with Sean Strickland. Strickland says he's going to wait around for a title shot, so he might be waiting for a long time because Khamzat and Whittaker might fight, and the winner of that might get Dricus next. So, it'll be interesting to see who fights Dricus next. I think it'll either be Robert Whittaker, Sean Strickland, or Khamzat Chimaev. Those are the options, and they are all very good options for Dricus, all very big fights. And those are good problems to have because you could fight all three of those guys in your next 3 UFC title defenses, main event pay-per-views, and make a lot of money. I think a rematch between Dricus and Robert Whittaker for the title, former champion versus current champion. Whittaker's still great. Whittaker and Dricus had a tough fight that Dricus wound up winning. I think you could do that rematch and sell a lot of pay-per-views. You could do it in Australia, too, and sell a lot of pay-per-views. I think you could do Sean Strickland and Dricus in a rematch. They had a very close fight for the title that Dricus won by decision. I think you could rematch that. It makes a lot of sense. And Khamzat Chimaev is a young star that a lot of people are excited about. If he beats Robert Whittaker, he certainly deserves a title shot. I think a win over Robert Whittaker gets you a title shot if you're a UFC middleweight. He's one of the best in the world. Just like a win over Israel Adesanya, if you're on the come up, should get you a title shot too. So I think Dricus versus Khamzat would be a big fight. Dricus versus Whittaker, again, would be a big fight. And Strickland would be a big fight. So he's got good problems right now. He has won. He is the champion. He beat Adesanya, and he sets himself up for some very big fights in the future. Let's take a look at the judges and what they had for us so far in this fight before it ended in the 4th round. Ben Cartledge had it. Israel Adesanya, 29-28. He gave Adesanya the 1st and 3rd round, which You know, fine. I had the first and third round for Dricus, but the third round was very, very close. You know, whatever. Charlie Keach had the first and second round for Dricus and the third round for Adesanya, which I think is a little weird. But, okay, you gave the first round to Dricus. I thought Dricus won the second for sure. And then here's David Letheby, who had the second and third round for Dricus. So Dricus was winning on the scorecards right now. Well, going into the fourth, Dricus was ahead, which is kind of a surprise. But the judges had Dricus 29-28 on 2 out of the 3 scorecards going into the fourth round. Of course, we didn't have to go to the judges, but they didn't have it so bad. I thought Adesanya won the first round and Dricus won the second and third. That's how David Letheby scored it, and I think he was correct. Charlie Keach given the first 2 rounds to Dricus. I mean, okay. And even Ben Cartledge given the first and third to Adesanya. I gave Adesanya the first, and the third was real close, so fine. I'm glad it didn't go to them, though, because we saw a finish. We don't have to debate. We don't have to argue with our friends. We know who won. It was Dricus du Plessis. He is the UFC middleweight champion, finishing Israel Adesanya in the fourth round with a rear naked choke. Thank you to everyone for tuning in. Thank you to Antoinette for checking in with us, all the members. Antoinette, Doug Hepburn, Patrick C. Hamilton. Thank you, Patrick. You are the Super Chat leader of the night, our friend out in Regina, Saskatchewan. Hope you are doing well on a Saturday. Patrick, thank you. Angelo Contagones checking in as well. All the members of the team over at join.ringsidereport.net. Jay Glasnovic. Doug Hepburn. Who else did I see? CSL Lorne, who got a gifted membership from Antoinette tonight. Thank you, Lorne. And to all the members around the world checking us out and supporting over at membership.ringsidereport.net and join.ringsidereport.net. Thank you. I do this show for you. We really do this show for you. Believe me, this almost didn't happen, but I said, you know, we had to cancel Wrestling Uncensored at the last minute last week, and I felt bad about that, but it was completely out of my control. We had some sickness that we had to deal with, and, you know, not me, but you know, we had to deal with some things, and we couldn't do the show last minute on a Friday night, which sucks. And I feel bad for the members because you guys support and you guys expect programming. And when AJ dropped out tonight and Freddie dropped out, I said, well, boy, I guess I'll have to go solo because we can't let the members down. And that's why we did the show here for you tonight, for your support. So thank you for supporting. The show is here for you guys. And your support sometimes pushes me to come on because I feel like I owe it to you. Because you guys are such great supporters of the Ringside Report Network, I feel like I got to give you the programming even when it's not ideal for me to do it. I push through, I persevere, and we get it done. And I think we had a good time tonight watching UFC 305. It was pretty good. It was a pretty good pay-per-view. I enjoyed this pay-per-view. I really did. I thought we had some good fights. I thought the main event was very good. It delivered completely. I thought Kai Kara France knocking out Steve Urkel was very impressive. I thought the Hooker and Gamrot fight was great, but the judges got it wrong. I thought the Jairzinho and Tai Tuivasa fight was okay. The second round was really good, and the judges got it mostly right there. And Carlos Prates knocking out Li Jingliang, that was also very impressive. So overall, this pay-per-view was very good from the UFC. UFC 305 delivered big time. I'm sorry we couldn't deliver AJ on a more consistent basis, but, you know, he'll call his provider and get it settled. We hope. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in and watching along with us. This has been UFC 305 Watch Along here on the Ringside Report Network. Thanks for sticking with us to the end. We would really appreciate it if you could help us spread the word. Please share this episode on whichever social media platform you use. Add a comment below and consider reviewing us on Apple Podcasts. We are an audience-supported network, so consider becoming a recurring supporter at membership.ringsidereport.net.
Check out our website at ringsidereport.net. Hope to see you again next